Oh, that's my phone.
Your phone?
My phone. There we go.
Good evening, everybody. This is Clay Allen Chronicles Live, and I am here with my good friend, Mike Newman.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up?
These studious men have been in this chat for half an hour.
Oh, my goodness. I was like, man, there's like 4 people in here already. Pressure's
yeah,
on.
We didn't even start, and they were in there, and that's awesome. I appreciate that. I'm excited to see all the familiar faces.
All right, who's running comments tonight, me or you, since you're hosting?
Oh, it doesn't. You want to do it?
Sure.
Or if you start dropping the ball, I'll pick it up and throw it back.
Okay, I drop the ball a lot, so be ready. All right, here we go. Let's run through our comments here. Chris, good evening, guys. We are all ready to rock the live stream tonight. Yes, we're back.
That was an hour ago.
Yeah.
He was ready an hour ago.
Oh, my goodness. Know Your Joe, good day, everyone. What's up? 38 minutes ago. You guys are machines.
See?
Kevin, hi, y'all. Hi, or not y'all, that's me. That Delaware drawl. Y'all.
The next one's me. You can skip it.
Clay was here 26 minutes ago. Look at you guys already piling into the chat. Love you guys. Chris, ratchet it up 10 notches, Clay. We are all primed and pumped for the stream tonight. I even got thunder and lightning for ambience tonight. Oh, he's storming. Oh,
nice.
Man.
Those you get the best rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I used to go to sleep to that stuff on the YouTube channel, and then you realize if it's the still picture, it burns the image into your TV. I ruined the TV doing that.
Oh. No, that's not good. You got to get the beach one because it's actually the waves coming in and out.
Where it's constantly moving. I learned my lesson the hard way. I ruined a TV, gave it to my daughter. She wouldn't care. She don't know the difference. Let's see here. Hi, guys. Just may be able to relate to this show tonight. Oh, yes. I didn't show it. There we go.
That's okay.
All right. Just maybe relate to the show tonight. Yes. Kevin is here. This is taking forever.
Chris.
I tried to do a different kind of comment setup for tonight, and this is slower, but hey.
It's okay.
Time to light this candle. Chris, woohoo, live time.
It's live time.
I'm going quick here. Good day, everyone. Again.
Again? Know Your Joe.
Kevin, Clay, and Mike, the dynamic duo. I don't know. I was getting some good entertainment this morning watching you guys last night.
Yeah.
You guys are hitting some really good points. Been waiting. All right, so we're all caught up. I think that's it.
We're caught up.
All right.
And tonight we're going to talk about anxiety and stress.
Yes.
This is a good one for me lately. I've never considered myself one to be affected by anxiety. I'm not saying I'm bulletproof. I'm just one of those people that thinks nothing bothers them. And then eventually it builds up and it bothers you. Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator. When I get stressed, what we'll talk about is I wanted to talk about where you were talking about anxiety. I wanted to talk about what's the source of anxiety, which is fear. So when the anxiety builds up, I just start going to my happy places. But the problem is I don't want to come out of those happy places.
Uh-huh.
So stuff starts to build up, and then all of a sudden you just got to like slam through and catch up. And that kind of happened to me with my YouTube channel this month, trying to keep up with everything. My health was starting to get behind, trying to keep up with the schedule, anxiety of just being behind. And just when you're stressed, you make mistakes, you're rushing, it's all about making everybody around you happy and putting yourself on the back burner. And you just, I think you were talking about it yesterday. I think it was yesterday's podcast where you guys were talking about when you start to get stressed, you make mistakes and and Kevin made this point. I wrote this down. No matter how much you try to hide it, it will show up on your live stream.
It shows up.
Look exhausted. For me, like the wordage, when I get stressed and exhausted and tired, it's hard for me to speak, and I make a lot of mistakes, which makes an hour.
And it's even worse for you with the pots.
Yeah. So that it doubles up. So here I am trying to turn my a bit more. Sure. Let's turn it up. Let me
crank it up some.
Crank it up. Oh, I did the auto gain, and auto gain always cuts you.
It's a little shy. It
Yeah.
is. I always do the auto gain and then I bump it up a little more.
There we go. How about that? How
It
how
sounds
about
good.
how about that? How's that for anxiety? Messing words up, but yeah. So I procrastinate and I get very behind, and then that leads to more mistakes and more problems. And it came to a point where I just had to shut it down and
Yeah.
just rest up. So yeah,
Yep.
anxiety's no joke.
And Kevin knows. There's been a lot of stuff I've been going through at work
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's kind of weighed heavy on my mind, and like you don't realize how the anxiety from those or from anything works in different ways in different people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've always been like this ox. You can just keep piling on emotions, whatever it is. I've usually been able to just keep on going, pile it up. I can just keep on going. As I'm getting closer to 50, which I'll be 50 this year, I'm starting to notice that there's a lot of stuff that I just can't take anymore.
Yeah.
I thought I could, but not anymore.
Oh yeah.
And
Your tolerance gets shorter when you get older. When you're younger, you've got all this energy, you got all this physical stamina to just deal with it. Okay, well, guess what? I'm going to double up today. 4 hours sleep, 2 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep, keep plugging away. Then you get to our age where all of a sudden you need 7 hours minimum sleep to reset your brain. Like you might wake up and feel physically rested, but you find out that you're mentally, unless you get that delta sleep,
so
you don't get that rest.
there's like this version of tired that I have a hard time explaining it to people sometimes, but it's the tired that you don't get to go sleep tonight and recover from it.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired. Well, go get some sleep. No. I'm going to remain tired
Yeah.
for the rest of my life now,
Yeah.
because stuff has just added up and you've stuffed it down inside or filtered through your emotions, your anxiety and your stress however you needed to, but you never I don't think I ever really released it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
if you don't find a vehicle, and I mean vehicle meaning literal, not a literal term, a literal term. If you don't find a way to get rid of that anxiety, to get that, you're just bottling it up, and it manifests into something else. And again, if you don't deal with it, if you don't find a way to get rid of it, to purge it, like your Zen stuff, it manifests physically.
I like the bottled up thing because as that bottle fills, once it starts to overflow, it starts to trickle down into other cups that weren't intended for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that podcast I did with Bronson from Audio Hotline, he said when you get to stress and anxiety, if you don't learn how to deal with it and manage your workflow and your life, you start resenting the things you don't want to resent.
Right.
You resent, and just, this is not just YouTube. This could be life and work and whatever. If you can't figure out how to handle what it is that's stressing you out, you will start to resent the other things that are battling for your time. Because if you're, if it's work and you're diving in all into work and it is really stressing you out and you're not able to unload that or to figure out how to deal with it, you come home and you just want to relax. You just need that me time, and you have a spouse or kids or responsibilities when you come home that should be accepted. It's like, okay, you shouldn't even have a problem with it. Okay, I come home, family time.
Yeah.
But you're resenting family because now you just want your me time, and they've been waiting all day for you. And believe it or not, spouses, we both have wives, and I'm sure we both go through this, where you walk through the door, or when they walk through the door, they've been waiting all day to get home to you to talk about their day.
Yeah.
To unload on their day. And when we're absent from that, they don't get that release and they don't get that connection. So then you're resenting them for wanting that time together when they first come home, and you're trying to run away, and they're resenting you because you won't give them the time, and you're just trying to run away.
Yeah.
So not only are you suffering, but honestly, when it gets out of control, your family directly
everybody
suffers. Yeah, your
Hmm.
home, your retreat, the place where your family is supposed to be the ones you surround yourself with to build you up and restore you and re-energize you
And then
and
that
pour into
resentment sets
you.
in.
Yeah,
You resent, like for us, YouTube.
yeah,
We've got, so like in our lives is, you've got your church stuff, you've got your family stuff, you've got your YouTube stuff, all of which you love. But you, at some point, if you don't find a way to release that anxiety, that tension, you end up resenting the things that you love.
yeah. And the things that bring you joy, like it's one thing to love that, but they also give you joy. They also bring, you know, stability into your life. So when you bring that in there, it's like you come home and it's just ratcheted up. Because now here's the thing: when you wake up in the morning, you go to work, even though you're tired, even though you're stressed, physically you're at your best for the day. You just woke up, you got the energy, but then the job wears you down. So then you come home, the job got the best of you, even though you're struggling. They still got the best of what you had to offer
Yeah.
that day. And now you're coming home and the family gets the rest of you.
Yeah. They get what's left.
Yeah, and there's resentment, there's hostility, plus you're exhausted. So it's the worst part of your day, but that's supposed to be the part that's supposed to sustain you, re-energize you,
Yeah.
So
That's your recovery
yeah,
from what you
there you
went
go.
through
Recovery.
during the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit some comments real quick.
Yeah.
Kevin says anxiety compounds unless you can find a way to relieve it. Yep,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
It does. And it's important to figure
Powder
that
keg.
out. Huh?
Powder keg.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm sitting here saying that me and Mike are experts at this. We're just acknowledging that these are the things that you need to do to just to sustain this, your life. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Chris, let's see. Chris, you just need a trailer with good wheels to carry it better instead of a pack mule.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. Like how remember me saying, like, I always thought of myself as an ox,
Mhm.
and literally all the emotional stress and anxiety that I went through, like especially my first 20 years of being an adult. I had kids at 19, and anytime there was money issues, if we were worried about finances, a lot of stress is finances, but if there was a kid that was sick, or just family issues in general, all of those stresses went on top of me, and everybody would see me walking around, or probably you as well. A lot of dads, they see us walking around like nothing bothers us, like they're
Oh
just
yeah.
this rock.
Yep.
No, it definitely
Yeah.
bothers us.
Yeah. You try to be Superman.
You just got to be Superman.
Yep. Problem is, Superman, all he,
We're not.
never got tired. And if he did get tired, if he was, he had to get the sun would re-energize him
Yeah,
with just like a few seconds.
right.
But with us, there's no,
That's not real.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're mortal. We
Yep.
have flesh. We get tired. And, yeah. And we were talking about this earlier. I sent a text to you. I recently took the Enneagram test, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Pastor at a church, and we have a staff, and we all have different strengths and weaknesses. And one of the things that we were running into was, we were starting to get frustrated, or there were moments when things were getting really crazy, real hectic, where we would get frustrated with someone else because they didn't think the way we thought. We thought they didn't, we would say, okay, this person likes to be organized. This person's always running around helter skelter. So that person must not care. And you start to resent the people around you because they're not doing things the way you like it. So we all took the Enneagram test for your personality types, and we found out, like one person is the peacemaker, one person is the loyalist, so you find out what their traits are. So the helter skelter person is helter skelter, which is me. Like, I'm the peacemaker. My personality type is I'm always running around putting everything that I want on the back burner, everything I need to do on the back burner to make everybody around me happy. But you build up, you're putting everything that you need to do on the back burner, so it builds up.
Yeah.
They see me running around like crazy, but I'm actually trying to tackle stuff that other people want. And I'm putting what they want on the back burner because this person just, to me, has an immediate need. So that you start to find out it's not because I don't care. I'm just running around like crazy because I was so busy
You're trying to
last
care too
week.
much.
Yeah, I spent my whole week trying to do this for this person and that person, that all my responsibilities that they're dependent on didn't get done. So it's not that I don't care about the job, it's I
Right.
care too much about the people around me. So recognizing your weaknesses, recognizing your negative tendencies or the things that you do, especially when you're stressed, like
Yeah.
there are negative habits, that you do. Unhealthy is what they call them, unhealthy traits of a certain personality type. And when you go too far of doing things that aren't healthy for you, then you start to develop these negative traits, these negative things that you do.
Right.
So again, it's just recognizing who you are, what your personality is, what you do. So now you're recognizing, okay. Oh, go ahead.
Do you remember what mine was? Because I don't.
I thought you were you were the loyalist, weren't you? I think so.
I can't remember. I did take it finally,
Yeah.
but it was like I had to do it differently, and you sent me a different link. Real quick, I'm gonna say hi to Bark. Bark just
Bark's
joined.
here.
Yeah.
Bark, what's up?
But yeah, I thought I was gonna be the
I'm looking back
peacemaker,
to
the
see what your
peacekeeper,
answer was.
and it wasn't.
You were type 4, the individualist.
Individualist.
All right, so the individualist. 4s feel that they are fundamentally flawed and will never be able to be truly understood by other people. At the same time, they passionately long for the deep connection that will make them feel whole and accepted. Many 4s romanticize and idealize about their relationships, hoping that each new connection will be the one that finally makes them feel understood and appreciated.
Like that doesn't. I mean, I'm not doubting the test, but I would have never thought that's what I would have got.
So those are the general types, but then it breaks it down when you go in there there's things that the healthy person does. They're doing everything right. They handle things the right way, so they do things healthy. Then there's the people who life gets away from them and they become unhealthy, and that's a whole different set of characteristics. So let's look at the unhealthy type 4. We're going to share this, and then we'll type mine. We'll share mine. I'm not going to throw you under the bus. I'm going to talk about my faults too. All right. So
what?
All right. Moodiness. They may be dramatic, exaggerated, or moody. Possessiveness. They may become clingy, high-strung, or possessive if they feel misunderstood and want attention. Self-doubt. They become unsettled by criticism and replay words from the past, which can fuel their self-doubt. So you hold on to the negatives and you're obsessed about them. Narcissism. They may develop narcissistic personality disorders. They fear being incomplete or defective. May seek external validation for their skills. Self-inhibition. When their dreams fail, they may become angry with themselves, depressed, and emotionally paralyzed. They focus on their perceived deficiencies, even though they want to belong. They may also have signature sins related to feeling of envy and fears and abandonment. Looking at your life, does that fit?
Not 100%. No.
Yeah. Your traits, that you're creative, you're sensitive, and you're expressive.
Okay,
Yeah.
all of that is true.
Yeah. So it's not going to be 100% because these are all the things you have. And then it talks about like, here's your core. These are your personality traits. And those other things that we were talking about are things that you do when stuff starts to get crazy in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Those 3 things that you just mentioned are definitely me.
Yeah. Though they desire relationships that may seem distant and reserved, especially in group settings. So you're not like, once you're in person in a group setting, you're not the go-getter. You're kind of reserved and quiet.
Yes. I'm like, you ever remember going to like safety meetings or any kind of meetings or training things at work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just look up there. My thoughts, Mike. Yeah. Don't kill yourself.
No,
not on my watch.
I was always the guy that was in the back or the middle, just like this.
Yeah. Arms crossed. Yeah.
Yep. Like just Mm-hmm. Just listening, soaking everything in, evaluating,
And I'm a
And
hat guy, so I always do
yeah,
this with my hat down, and everybody get upset. Like, Mike, what are your thoughts? I can't read you. You're looking down. Like, you agree? You do, yeah, I'm just listening. Just listening.
I want to go to some of the comments before we get too far back because
Yeah.
Kevin's got a long one over here.
Yeah, you do that. I'll bring up the Type 9 so we can throw
Kevin
me under
says,
the bus
try
here.
working from home to where you put the all in at work, and when you get off, you don't have that many reset on the drive home. Oh yeah, so that's true. You know what you need to do, Kevin, is when you're done working, go get in your car and just drive somewhere and come back. But he's not kidding, dude, because my drive home is, I always like, sometimes I'll make a post and I'll say it's a drive home without the radio on kind of night.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Oh yeah.
Where
Yeah.
you don't want to listen to the radio.
I never listen to the radio.
You don't want to talk. You just want to think about everything that you went through, how to like woo-saw yourself down so that when you get home, you're not that person that just came out of work all, you know.
That's me 24/7. I never listen. I rarely listen to the radio. It's all when I get in the car. That's my quiet time where I just need to think.
Chris says Superman had his fortress of solitude in the middle of the Arctic to relax and rejuvenate.
I've got a kayak. That's to my fortress of solitude, which is 20-minute kayak to my fishing spot.
When you kayak, I was gonna say that. Never mind. You answered my question.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you fish when you kayak, or do you just kayak?
I can't kayak for the sake of kayaking. I gotta stop and pause and fish, and not because I like to fish. I just need the break.
Right. The ones where everybody's just saying hi, I'm just running through them. Yeah. Bark says he dubs himself the king of bluntness. I can see that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like,
just watch his videos.
You everybody's got to be somebody.
Junk.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. What was that, man?
What?
He said that one phrase when he was doing a mic review, and it was the best line I ever heard. This is fascinatingly terrible, or something. I forgot what it was.
No, he does. He uses those euphemisms or whatever all the time. It. Yeah. What did he say? Chris is asking, what's the test?
The test is called the Enneagram.
Enneagram, Chris.
And it basically tells your type. So here's mine. Are we caught up? Because I don't want to jump in if we're not caught up.
One more. Bark says that his drive home doesn't reset him because it's too long.
Yeah. Yours then lasts for like 15 minutes, and then you're ready to run over people to get home.
Oh. All right. So now go ahead.
So the Type 9, this is me, and it nails it. It nailed it. So the Type 9 is the peacemaker. Nines are defined by their desire to maintain a sense of inner peace and harmony and avoid conflict and other emotional disturbances. I hate conflict. Hate it. I get angry with conflict. Like, come on, guys. Seriously, this is how we're going to spend our time.
Yeah, I don't like it.
They are typically agreeable, calm, and easy to be around. Nines rarely rock the boat, but they can be stubborn. Oh, that's my wife's like, that's you. While they typically go with the flow, they dislike being controlled and will respond with passive resistance if pushed too far. That's me. Like, I will go along with it, but if things aren't going well, I don't like doing. I start to rebel. I get nasty. I get mean. Get irritable. I get grumpy.
If there's conflict.
If I get too negative, where I'm constantly doing something else for somebody else, and then I sit down to go do my stuff, and then I got to do something else. And then on top of that, this is what really gets me. This is where I get frustrated. And this is where I'm generally a nice guy. 99% of the time, I just let stuff roll off me. I really don't care. I try to be the happy guy in the room.
Same here.
But there are a couple of moments where I bite back a little nasty, and I have no mercy. And it's when I'm doing something now, and someone wants me to do it their way, not my way. Okay, this is my job. This is my responsibility here, so I'm going to do this. Well, I don't think you should do it. Have you ever thought about doing it this way? No. And then they get upset. This is my thing, my way. All right, I just spent 90% of my time doing everything for everybody else. I'm going to do my stuff my way. Don't tell me how to do my stuff.
Right.
I get agitated with that because you're tired, you're stressed. So yeah, that's right on. Like all of the moments where I've had to apologize to people is where I'm behind. I'm trying to knock my stuff out, and you're criticizing how I'm doing my stuff. It's not your job.
Yeah, yeah.
You have no what I'm doing does not affect you. You're just you know pushing your opinion on me of how I should do my things. I hate that.
Yeah, I
Hate it.
know, I'm with you on that.
Uh,
Especially when you know how to do what you do and you know how to
yeah,
do it well.
yeah,
You're just like, I didn't come to you for an opinion,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
You asked me a question, I answered it. That's the end of it. Don't sit here and get upset because I don't agree with your way of doing it. This is my department. It's my decision. We agree to disagree. But there are some people when they don't do that, I snap back. Um, Deepest fear. Nines fear being too needy and thus pushing people away. Yes, I hate asking people for help. So if I get to a point where I'm drowning and I need help, I will just withdraw and disappear, and I will not ask for the help, and then I will just push everybody away so you won't need me anymore. I'll sabotage it.
See, if I need help, like I need somebody to hold the ladder, or I need somebody to like, I need an extra hand. I don't mind asking for that.
Oh,
But
I
what I
hated doing it.
don't like is if there is a big daunting task. Let's just say I'll give you an example. When I lived with my long time ago, I lived with my ex-in-laws. He was big on using a wood stove, and we would have to carry wood in, the wood in, every now and then you got to fill it up.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody knows that there's that daunting task and doesn't volunteer to help, I'm not asking them.
Yes, that's
I'm going
right
to
there.
do it myself.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be pissed at you because you didn't
Offer.
help.
Yeah.
Because you didn't offer. Because
that's what we do.
I shouldn't have to ask for something like that. That's a manners thing.
Yeah. That's what I do. I walk in. Do we need help? Do you need help with this? Do you need help with that? So I'm not going to ask for help.
No.
You should see my problem and jump in
and just help.
So I was a maintenance. I was
Yeah.
a maintenance supervisor for low income apartments. Okay, so they tore their stuff up. It's just how they are. They,
Yeah. No, yeah.
So I was constantly replacing doors. Like some people, same apartment. You're fixing the same stuff over and over
I did
again.
that for a little bit too.
They're kicking doors down and they're punching holes in the doors. Like they don't respect their stuff.
No.
So anyways, you're fixing a lot of stuff. So there'd be times where I used to have like a couple of maintenance guys under me, and I would constantly offer to help them when they were getting overwhelmed and overrun. So all of a sudden I would be sitting with them at a lunch table and be like, all right, I just got a call that a water heater just went up. I got to go get this water heater out. It's flood, nobody comes to help. I shouldn't have to ask. It should be let's go.
Yeah.
So you get there and it's like, all right, I got to get this water heater out of here to put the new one in. And I don't have time for it to drain. I would literally carry that thing by myself before asking for help. I would literally just get that water heater and I just bear hug that thing and go down 3 flights of stairs, one step at a time before I would ask for help because I'd be ticked.
That nobody just offered.
There was a word I used to use that I won't use now, but that no one offered, that you were okay with me doing this by myself. If you let me walk out that door without volunteering for help, I don't want you with me.
That makes me
I'm so mad
yep.
that you weren't willing to help, that I don't want you. I don't want your company.
No.
So I used to I'd take fridges up 3 flights of stairs where I remember one day I really messed my back up because I had a fridge that went out and I had to bring a new fridge up to their apartment, three stories, and someone had my cart. They took my appliance cart.
Yeah.
They knew they had it, but they didn't want to leave my property where I had them at to go. They didn't want to go get it. So everybody was just, well, I'm not, just being ignorant about it. So I literally I walked out of the room, slammed the door, grabbed the fridge, and I carried a fridge up 3 flights of stairs and brought the old one down without the dolly, just so they could see me jacked up from doing all that.
Right.
Just to, this is all I'm going to say about this.
I would have done the same.
And I would.
Because
all the time.
if it gets to that point and I have to say something, so let's say it's something that I really can't do, and I had to, you bent me so far that I actually have to come ask you to help me now,
Mm-hmm.
nobody in the room is going to like the way I ask.
Yeah. And when you're
They're
mad,
not going to like it at all.
and here's the thing, what I liked about it was when you're that mad, you can lift anything. You could throw a dishwasher 30 yards,
Mhm.
whatever it was. So it's like when
You
I
got
got
like
that mad, I
mild
really wasn't even
adrenaline.
worried about not being able to do the job because I knew I was so mad. I'm like, I could carry a fridge down. I'm so angry. I can take this water heater myself, no problem. I'm that angry. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff. Wrapping it up. Being needy, so they they cope with this fear by submitting to the desires and agendas of the people around them, being agreeable in order to be included. Core motivations, 9s, are motivated by their need for peace and harmony in their environment and their desires to avoid conflict and deal with insane emotions or unpleasant emotions, not insane emotions.
Right.
So yeah, that nails me to a T. That's who I am.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
help anybody in a heartbeat without being asked.
No,
And if
just volunteer, jump right in
Yep.
constantly. Like I load and unload trucks at work, and they actually, and I'm not trying to brag, I'm just telling you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple different companies that come there, and those companies have hundreds of drivers. They have like a system, and there's like driver notes and like all kinds of specifics about how to get into our facility or whatever. I'm in those notes. They're always telling me, yeah, everybody talks about you, like you're the nicest guy. You like, and tell everybody to come in and use the restroom. You offer us drinks. Like
Mm-hmm.
no shipper ever treats us the way you do.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, because this is how it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It should
Yeah.
always. I don't look at me like oh, you're so great because you do this. No, this is normal. It's
Yeah.
just not everybody does anything like that anymore.
Nope.
So I'm going to go back to some comments here. Know Your Joe talking about the ride home, says he doesn't listen to the radio. He typically uses that time to talk with his family and friends.
Only time I'm on the radio, the only time I have anything in my car stereo is when I'm listening to Bark.
Yeah, well,
Seriously,
if
I listen to his podcasts because he's just the funniest guy. Seriously, like his stuff is hilarious. So I just put it in there and I just listen to it. He's reviewing a mic, like a karaoke mic. I don't need the visuals. I'm just listening to him review the karaoke mic. That was $8.
yeah,
So honestly, and I'm not trying to just say this because he's a good guy and he's here. Like literally, the only time I have any audio coming through my car is because of him. One, I'm either listening to his videos, or two, I've done a video review of a microphone, and now I upload it to YouTube just so I could listen to it in my car for that car driving experience. And I never thought of that before until he mentioned
oh,
it.
you talking about like with his music
Yeah.
thing? Yeah,
But he listens to podcasts in the car, so it's important to know how a mic sounds in a car. And it's a different sound than in a studio or in a headphone. So now I just always try to get in the car.
It's a good
and
sound.
Listen to it. Yeah.
I like listening to this stuff in my truck.
Yeah.
It just sounds, it's almost comparable to wearing a good pair of headphones.
Yep. So yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got?
There's somebody else just joined in, the Outsider Jess.
What's
How you
up?
doing, man? Thanks for joining. What else do we have? Bark was saying the 50-minute ride to work. 50 minutes to get angry again.
Yeah.
Mine's 30 minutes. So it's like
right at 30.
Right at the cusp,
I'm only 8 minutes away from the church, so I'm there in 8 minutes.
I would love that.
And it's country roads, so there's no traffic. It's New England roads back here in the boonies.
Chris says he thinks he is somewhere between a 1, a 5, and a 6, mostly.
Seriously, like even though I'm a type 9, it says I'm 100% type 9. I'm a 97% type 2, which is a loyalist or something, a helper. That's what it is, a helper. So you could have like 3 or 4 multiple,
Oh, yeah. Well, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
You don't have to just be one thing, but
yeah, you have the traits of those.
I'm thinking that maybe I didn't answer correctly or honestly, or I don't know. Like,
that's it. Because here's the thing, and
because that
I had to take it a second time because halfway through I realized I was answering the questions the way I wanted to be. I wasn't being honest with myself. Like, okay, this is who I want to be. This is who I would
well,
like to be, instead of, okay, this is actually how I do react. Okay,
I was answering them like I didn't want to try to. I wasn't trying to be Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and every now and then I would be like catching myself thinking, "Man, my answers look like I think my crap don't stink." Maybe I should answer differently, and I think that's where I went wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rage
Yeah,
work.
it's really hard. You have to be disciplined to answer it. You have to be honest with yourself because it's painful. Some of them questions they're asking are like, that sounds like a jerk would answer it. Like a jerk would only answer it that way, but I actually do that. So I actually need to hit that,
Right. Rage work. Rage work.
Yeah.
He had said earlier about getting a shed and making like one of those.
I
Rage
laughed
rooms.
at that. I saw that. I was like, dude, so true. When I was maintenance, we used to take appliances, old appliances like, dishwashers, whatever it was, and then we would take it to you ever see that TV show The Office where they take printers out and just destroy the printers? And that TV show The Office, we would take the appliances out to the back of the property behind the woods, and then we'd all just get bats and we would just unload on these appliances that were toast.
So I used to do that too. I had a bat.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to sound awful, but I used to do it. No, listen, I'm all about honesty. And when I was a kid, my dad was pretty rough. Okay. Everything that he did shaped me into who I am today. And I think he did a good job, but he was rough. He was really rough. So every now and then I would get mad. I lived in Florida. We had saplings, pine trees. I don't know if you've ever seen them in Florida. They're like rubber. They'll get really tall and be real skinny. I had a Louisville slugger, maple Louisville slugger. And whenever he was like really pissing me off, I would go out there with this bat and I would take down those trees.
Hey,
I would hit them until they fell. Like just
gotta get it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Where was I?
I had an awful temper. I was the Incredible Hulk. I would break stuff all the time.
No. Oh yeah.
My wife was always on me like, you need anger management. Boy, that made me even more mad when I'd hear that. I'd do like, oh, that's it.
Of course.
Dining room table's now gone.
Of course. I had a 79 Camaro, and right above the doors on either side on the roof, there was dents all the way down like the whole length of the roof from when I was working on it. And I would get so pissed off at whatever wasn't going my way. I would come out from underneath the car, stand up, and just start punching the roof.
Yeah. I was that. I embarrassed her so many times in the early part of our marriage. I'm not lying.
Chris would have pushed the water heater downstairs, he says.
I thought about it a few times, but I didn't want to hit, some kid
You'd have had
walk right out the front door.
on.
I'm going out to play.
Yeah.
Rolls right over him.
Now I got to replace the third and fourth stairs.
What are you ordering? New fridge and another kid for apartment 705. I crushed the water heater and I crushed
steel
the kid.
door and a left shin.
Yeah.
So this is I'm gonna shove this one over to you because
okay.
Kevin is asking if we have any tips for controlling anxiety, and the reason I'm pushing this to you is because you're the pastor, and I don't have tips.
Okay, so I did write this down. First off, recognizing anxiety is a byproduct of something else. People think anxiety is its own emotion, honestly, by itself, but anxiety is a byproduct of fear when you're afraid of something. All right. So your anxiety is the emotions that you're processing as you are afraid of an outcome. You're anxious because you're afraid of failing. You're anxious because you're afraid of being, outsider. Just talking about introverts. Like for all introverts, you're anxious about being around other people. You're anxious about your job, your whatever it is. You have a fear of something. So it's when I feel anxiety, I have to stop and I just have to start like, why am I anxious? Okay. What's the worst case scenario that is going to happen from this situation? So for me, I'm a pastor, but I have social anxiety disorder. I don't do good speaking in front of crowds. I'm a pastor. I'm a guy, I go on missions
So
trips where I'm in the middle of a city square talking to thousands of people.
you just identified your therapy and your way of getting through that anxiety.
Yeah, so I have to call it out for what it is. Okay,
You put
I'm
yourself in
afraid
the
of speaking in
positions.
front of a bunch of people. Why I'm anxious? So why am I anxious? I'm afraid that when I'm speaking in front of a crowd that they're going to look at me and say, "Okay, that's a phony. That didn't make sense. Oh, you messed that up. Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about." And they're just done with me.
But
So
that never happens, does
but
it?
it never, so that's what you have to tell yourself. Okay, I'm anxious for this, but here's and I'm being brutally honest. I
No.
have to tell myself when I get ready to go up on stage to preach or to speak or, go somewhere where there's a lot of people. I don't do good in crowds. Like in my younger days, I used to throw elbows to make my room if I had to. I made room. Uh, got, as a jerk. But anyway,
Mhm.
so you have to tell yourself, all right, I'm not going to die today. No one's here to kill me. All right. So I'm not going to lose my life. I'm not going to lose my family. I'm not going to lose my car. I'm not going to lose my kids. I'm not going to lose my friends. So why am I so afraid? What am I really going to lose?
Nothing.
So once you get down to what your fear is, and then you recognize it, and then you say, okay, I'm not going to lose anything. Screw it, going up there. People don't like it. They're going to walk away. I don't know that person from a hole in the wall. So if someone gets up and leaves the room,
Sorry,
have a
Nari.
good day.
Yeah.
But until you call that out, you'll let that anxiety just, if you don't address the fear, you just rest on that anxiety, you will be afraid of that as if you're going to die. Like if I walk up in here, I'm going to lose. That's going to be my last moment on earth. But we let it build up to where that anxiety now would be the same kind of anxiety as if I'm going into battle, in Iraq, and I'm the only one without a gun. We're all charging into a gunfight, and I don't have a gun, so I'm
You're
just
just
bullet.
yelling and screaming.
Yeah, but we let our anxiety build
Yeah.
up to be comparable to someone in that situation. So call it out and just like, okay, none of this stuff is going to happen. What will happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? That dude in the back row that I've never met, don't even know his name, is going to get up and walk out because he thinks I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, am I going to see him tomorrow? Is he going to be, do I have to depend on him? Does he depend on me? Does he know? Like, no. So why am I so worried? Why am I so worried? And then you just call it so you can deal with it. So it's identifying the fear, then
Sounds
identifying the worst case scenarios. Are they real? Like, what is the worst case scenario in any situation? I'm going to die. I'm going to lose something. I'm going to
and that's not going to
alienate.
be because of any of the people walking out.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be just a speaking engagement. Whatever it is your fear is, identify the worst case scenario, and if it's even possible. It's okay. It's not even like the worst case thing is, okay, always I'm going to die. Okay, I'm not going to die. All right, let's get that out of the way. All right, I'm not going to lose anything. Like my life is not going to change if this goes horribly wrong. No one around me is going to cast me out.
Kevin.
I saw it. Pineapple on his pizza. Hey,
It's
Little
good.
Caesars
It's
has
good.
pineapple Pepsi now.
It's good.
So yeah, that's for me. Anxiety in a nutshell is, and I wrote this down. I'm going to share the notes because I can go on a rabbit trail and take this for somewhere. But you have to understand that anxiety is nothing but gasoline.
Oh, I got a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, but gas by itself can do nothing. If
Right.
it's just gas in a gas can, it is nothing.
No, it needs a spark.
And even if you spark it, it will burn out quickly unless it has something to burn. So wood is to me, I always compare fear to being wood. Anxiety is gas. But you put the two together, still nothing's going to happen. The spark is what's going to ignite the both of them, and then the anxiety consumes the fear, and it consumes you, and then there's nothing left of you. So like it needs help. So the help it gets is when you don't address the fear and you don't address the consequences of that fear. Like, okay,
that whole scenario sounds very similar to why is there a muted thing on the screen? I don't know.
Well,
The little speaker thing above me looks like it's muted.
editor. It says editor muted,
Okay,
but
doesn't
it's
mean
only on
nothing.
our end.
That whole scenario that you were just talking about sounds very similar to something that I do to myself in my head
Yeah.
when I talk or when I think about emergency situations like traffic, uh, kids getting hurt at home, like the house is on fire, which
Yeah.
I haven't been involved in. But when I think of these emergency situations, I run through scenarios. What would I do if this happened? What would I do if that happened? And I fail every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time I fail.
Yeah.
But when they happen in real life, it's like I'm not even there. Somebody else is driving, and everything just works.
So you said it right there. The fear is the wood, anxiety is the gas, but guess who's the match? You are. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are the only one that could set that flame. They can't do anything. So anxiety could be, just going away from a speaking thing, like, financial problems. That affects everybody. Like anxiety. I got to be able to do this and this and this, or else I'm not going to be able to do this. Okay. At the end of the day, worst case scenario, they can't take blood from a turnip. All right.
Yeah.
I only have what I can give. If I can't give what it is that I need in order to overcome this situation financially, okay, so I lose this and I lose this and I lose this. Do I lose my family? Is my wife going to leave me? Are my kids going to leave me? Am I going to be homeless on the streets? Okay, that's the number one thing. We think if we get behind on our bills, we're going to be homeless. I'm never going to be homeless. Even if I get into financial ruin, I have family members that would take me in long enough in order for me to get enough money saved up at my job
to get back where you were,
to get back on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'll never be homeless, but the anxiety is I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose, I'm going to be homeless. And
yeah, see what I mean? That's exactly what I do with like these emergency things.
Yeah. So it's like
fail.
Yeah. So I always tell my wife, all right, here we go. What are we afraid of? All right, we're afraid that we're not going to have the money by this date. Well, guess what's going to happen? We're afraid that on that date, if we don't make it, the world ends. We literally think that there's no day after that. I said, but circle the day after that count on the calendar. Circle the day after. And she's like, why are we circling it? Because you're still going to be alive. We're still going to be here. We're still going to be able to do stuff. And I always tell her that, like, she worries naturally. She's the worrier. That's why I look so young. She does the worrying for the both of us. She's the, so she says, if we, 25 years of marriage, we've had periods where we've been financially really struggling, or how are we going to pay the bills this month? How are we going to do this? 25 years, we are still here. We still have a house. We still have a car. And how many times did we run into a situation where we felt like there's no tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way we're going to get through that. Somehow, some way, we always got to the day after that on the calendar. So whenever, like for me, I always tell her, like, okay, whether it's a big church event, like I had a big event, big camp for a lot of kids. Careful. I had a big event with a lot of kids. I had 100 kids going on there, and all the stuff that builds up to it, the anxiety, the stress, and all this other stuff. So what do I focus on? I don't focus on the event. I focus on the day after it's all over.
Yeah.
That's my day. I just need to get.
Are you focusing on Wednesday, that day before it comes?
Yeah. So like if I had a 3-day camp, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm anxious about all this stuff I got to do, all these people I got to be on top of, make sure everybody shows up, make sure the food's there, make sure we're serving the kids, make sure everything's set up, make sure the kids are okay, make safety, all this other stuff. It just overwhelms you and consumes you. So I circle the day after. I just know that no matter what's happening, Thursday's coming. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday may stink, but Thursday's going to be here. And on that day, all this is behind me. It's over.
Yep.
And I'll still be here. And my family will still be here. And my wife will still be here.
Yep.
So I focus on the day after, because that just reminds me that none of this really matters in the grand scheme of things.
This too shall pass.
Yes, exactly. So that's how I focus, and that's how when my wife and I encounter situations where she circled Thursday too, because she had to live with me for those 3 days.
Yeah, she circled Thursday.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've got to stick up for the pineapple pizza real quick.
Yeah.
Pineapple pizza. There is a place in town here that does ham, pineapple, and maraschino cherries. and it is amazing.
Say that again. Cherries?
Ham, pineapple, and maraschino cherries.
I've never had maraschino cherries on a pizza before.
Me neither until I had it at this place, and it is really good.
I don't even know if anybody, Laura, you're watching this. Does anybody offer that around here?
It's good. It's called New York Pizza. Actually, you know who Dave Portney is?
Dave Portney. Why do I
Barstool Pizza? Barstool Pizza reviews.
Yep. Okay.
He came here and did their one of those things on them.
Yeah.
Good pizza. I've never heard of it.
Never.
Thought it was ridiculous. Saw it on a table, and I said, "What is that?" And they told me, and I said, "That's what I want."
Oh, I'd have been like, don't put that on my pizza.
No, I got to try things, and when I tried it, I thought it was stupid. But what?
Outsider Jess says, as a New Yorker, he rebukes that pizza.
rebuke. Oh, rebuke.
Rebuke it. Okay. Not today.
Big nope on the sweet pizza. Know your Joe.
I'd be willing to try anything on a pizza, honestly, except for anchovies. I don't want anchovies.
I'm going to say hi to Eric Boneyard. This is a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on? Just Stevo. Them two are friends. They've been friends for a long time. Eric is the guy that when we can, me and him also do some podcasting.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw him on your guys' stream last night.
I'd like to maybe the next time we do this have him come on.
Sure. Lori,
so
I rebuke it too.
She rebukes it. It's okay. Everybody's got their opinion, you know. I got to stick up for it.
Gluten-free version. Chris was saying, I would go for it, Clay. Just send me a gluten-free version.
A gluten-free, yeah. I don't know if they do gluten-free, but you know, we can ask them. Just got to use what do you got to use? Almond flour or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, you get some supplement.
But yeah, that's anxiety turned into a pizza conversation. I didn't know that was such a trigger.
Who said that?
No, I'm just sitting here listening.
Oh.
We went from anxiety and dealing with stress, and you're not gonna die. You're gonna be okay. Talk yourself off the ledge. To pizza being such a stressful life or death situation.
Kevin says, sometimes I stress on content, although Kevin, although I think I have a new obsession. A new obsession. Okay, what's the new obsession, Kevin? Tell us that in the comments. Joe says, thanks for being here. What's up, Joe?
Thank you.
The man with the voice from the heavens.
Yes. Oh, I'm not using my Rodecaster today. I can't put my button.
You can't.
I'm back on the Vocaster today,
so I'm trying.
I've got him saved in my Rodecaster.
Boneyard to start doing some of that stuff because Boneyard can do some really cool voice things. Let's see, where are we at? Thanks for being. Know your Joe. Yeah, the comments take a while to come up, right?
Yeah, it's the one I picked. I tried to pick something that would stay compact and below our video boxes, but I didn't know it was going to take this long.
Pick the loser,
let me see
but
if
it's
I can speed it up.
I could agree with you on the pineapple pizza, but then we would both be wrong. Yeah.
I've heard that line on movies before. I agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
What is Kevin saying? Sorry. I'm sorry about the pizza talk. I started it. It's okay. It's okay.
I love pizza. That's what I had for lunch today. Little Caesars.
I want pizza now.
I know.
Oh, hey, look. LB is in the house. It's like a whole family here. So LB is Boneyard's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, she's both of them we are all partners in a production company called Off Camera Production. She is the head honcho. Boneyard started it up years ago with another friend. It is now basically her show, and me and him just kind of work for her. Gotcha. She's a really good photographer. I do the filming, a lot of the filming and editing. But yeah, look at the whole little family here tonight.
I wanted to touch on Kevin's comment where he said he gets anxiety from content.
Yes.
I was there. I was there, and I had to make a decision a month ago. Um, I couldn't keep up. Of course, my health was starting to be an issue where I couldn't be sharp. I wasn't focused. So I had, all right, where's this anxiety coming from? And I had to sit down. Like all right, let's break this down. I'm stressed right now because people are sending me stuff and I need to get it done. Okay, why did they send me stuff? Because I agreed to them sending me stuff. I sent them the ethics statement. They said, "Yep, we're good." They sent it to you, but you still want to be respectful. They sent it to me. I don't want to hold on to it for 6 or 7 months because I'm small potatoes. They could move on from me and just go somewhere else. I'm not 600,000 subscribers where they're willing to put up with whatever I got wrong because they don't want to lose my audience. I don't have a great audience. I don't get 30,000 views on a video
Right.
like Tom Buck. I get 1,000 in a month or something. That's a successful video to me. So why did they send it? Because I said yes, send it. Why did I say yes, send it? Because I wanted them to
Send it.
I wanted to build a relationship.
Yeah.
I really don't care about that product, but you thought enough of my channel to send me something here. I don't really care about this product, but someday there might be a product that I do care about that I don't have the money to either spend on it that month because I've already invested on some other video reviews and it happens to be something that people really want to watch. So you just try to build avenues and pathways to be able to financially continue to review gear. Because whether it's Bark, whether it's me, even Tom Buck, they all say like you can't afford to buy everything. Bronson from Audio Outline, they say the same thing. You can't afford to buy every piece of gear that people want to see
No,
that comes through. You can't.
That's why you build these relationships.
Yeah, so you build it. So you're not saying yes to every time. When I say yes to a certain piece of gear, it's not because I want to review that gear. I'm just trying to keep that line open for when something does come out that is a hot issue and I've already tapped out my resources to get like I already bought gear for the next 3 videos to review. So I've just wiped out my level up funds for the month.
Right.
Something pops up to next week and whether it's Fine Moano or
Moana.
Tono
I
or
always
something.
think of Moana when you say it.
Yeah. I can never say it right.
I don't like Mono.
Mono. Yeah, that's the way they want you to say it.
I know. To me it's Mayono.
Yeah. First I said Moano, then I said Mayano.
Yeah. I just think of The Rock and
yeah. What can I say except anyway.
You're welcome.
So I keep saying yes to stuff because I don't want to burn bridges because it does help financially. So I made a commitment that I'm just not I'm not going to be delicate with not my jam, not my cup of tea. I'm just going to say it sucks.
Yeah.
And be more, not that I wasn't honest before, but I was trying to be delicate with, it's not something I really like. It may be something for you, but for me, no. There's just some gear just is awful. And so I said yes to like the mono audio interfaces. I hated them. And I just stopped I just said I hated it. And, whatever. But so getting to the anxiety point, long story short, I just made the decision a month ago. I'm just going to stop saying yes to everybody for a while.
You can't say yes to everybody.
Yeah. So now I've had a couple.
You're drowned.
Yeah. So I've had a $700 webcam. I would normally say yes because I could never afford a $700 webcam to review. Well, I would do it just because it's $700. All right. I can't afford that. So I'll say yes to this. I said no, just no, because I want to, and you and Kevin touched on this, I want to get back to making videos that I enjoy,
things
that I'm passionate about. Yeah. And I was saying yes to a lot of stuff that people were trying to send me, hoping that when I send them the ethics statement, they'd be like, no, this guy wants too much control over his own content.
And they were just like, okay.
They were all saying yes. I'm like, come on, guys. So my ethics statement was backfiring where no one was saying no after sending it. And I'm like, all right, so they're just sending me stuff. So now it's like this past month, I've said no to everything. And there's some stuff in there that I would have said yes to, but it's like right now.
You got too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So I stopped. I haven't said yes to anything in a month. And some of the stuff I would have reviewed, I still will review it, but I'm not going to say yes to it now, because if I say yes to it now, they're going to send it to me
Ooh,
now. And then I'm going to feel personally obligated, even though they've agreed that, hey, just because you send this to me doesn't mean I'm going to make a video, all this other stuff, my time, all that stuff. I still
yeah.
feel like I would still feel like a tool if they sent me something and I sat on it for 3 months. So I'm just not going to say yes to it until I'm ready to review it.
I'm
So
getting close. I've got my first thing. I told you about it.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I had to wait till I was done being sick. So probably between now and next week, I'll have that done. That'll be my first one.
Cool. Excited.
Yes, me too.
So
But
yeah,
again, it's not something I'm real excited about, but I'm excited for it to be the first thing.
yeah. There's microphones I have in here that I use all the time that I've never done a review on, and they're my favorite microphones. But I bought them, so I always put it on the back burner
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody would.
because I got all this stuff sitting in a pile over here. So it's like, but no one is sending me an email to make a review about the Ethos. No one's sending me emails about the Lewitt LCT 240 Pro that I've had for 2 years. I don't care that it's 2 years old. I've never done. I would like to do a video review of my thoughts on that. There's no
Yeah.
video out there where someone could, hey, I'm
Oh, by
curious
the
to Mike's
way,
thoughts on this microphone. Well, he's never done one. Why?
you
Because no
you
one's.
whipped that thing out when you were doing that Joby thing,
Yeah,
and it sounded so good.
I love that microphone. I
So
love it.
good.
And I was just like, okay, this is the boom arm right here, the Joby boom
I
arm.
know.
I was like, this thing is so cool, and these pads, because that microphone is so oh my gosh.
It's horrible.
And that was another thing with the anxiety thing. Like, I cut that Joby microphone no slack in my review.
It's horrible.
The facial expressions, the comments I was making, I'm like, okay, I don't like this thing, and I want you to know I don't like this thing, but this boom arm is really cool. So let's test this out with a microphone that I do like. And so that's what I did. But yeah, that is just the point of, I just keep shelving microphones that I do enjoy, that I am passionate about, and I've never done a review because no one is sending me an email saying, "Hey,
Right.
just how are I've never gotten an email saying, "Hey, we
So
want our video review." They'll send reminders, "Hey, don't forget about us. How's it going?" And I give them an answer, and they're like, "Okay, no problem. Hey, thank you for willing to review it and give your opinion on it on your channel." So they've been respectful. But me being a peacemaker, trying to make everybody happy, I can't let that go. As soon as I get that first email saying, "Hey, just touch a base with you, make sure everything's okay.
I
Did you
think
get it?"
you're going the right way though by starting to say no a little more.
Yeah.
You're not gonna burn any bridges because they have already established that communication with you.
Yeah. I might have burned my bridge with Joby. I'm hoping I'm getting the Bark treatment where they see it and they're like, "Oh, yeah, at least you're honest," because Bark will cut nobody no slack. You know.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what keeps him in
Right.
that level of everybody can trust what he's going to
Right.
talk about because that's what they came to him for.
Yeah, and they continue to send him stuff even when he's honest, and that's okay. I got to be willing to just burn that bridge. So I used to have the attitude of, if I don't like it, I'm not going to make a video review of it because I don't like it. Now it's like, I'm just going to make a video review, even if I don't like it, and have some fun. Like Bronson was the first one. Like, every now and then you got to make a video where you just destroy something, makes you feel better.
Yeah.
So I'm adopting that, where I'm starting to review stuff that I'm not
right
excited about. So I might have burned my bridge with Joby after that mic, but I did give him a 10 on my boom arm, or on the boom arm, they said. But the microphone,
I think it's a good boom
so
arm.
much.
I'm going to jump back to comments real quick.
Yeah, sorry, I went long.
No, that's all right. Know Your Joe, and I wanted to go right to this one specifically because he said this the other night, or he said it last night. He says he gets anxiety from trying to figure out what to make content on. So
Yeah.
My suggestion, and I'm going to hopefully get some bounce back from you, was start doing content about all the things you're interested in. And you're going to find out which one is your niche, which one is going to be the one that you should continue doing.
Yeah.
You know,
like trying to find your stuff. There's that 3 circled diagram.
Yeah.
And what I do is, I forgot how they break it down, but how I came on my niche was, You got your three circles.
Pay attention, Joe. This is something that will help you, kind of like what I was saying.
So you get a diagram and you draw it out like that. All right. And one of them is, all right, stuff that I'm passionate about. All right. Okay. Then the other one is stuff that I'm actually skilled in doing. Okay. I'm passionate about it and I know something about it. I have like a background knowledge of it. And then the other one I think was um what you watch. What do you spend your personal time watching? Like what is your most consumed, like if you go on your YouTube channel, what are you watching movie reviews all the time? Are you watching sports talk shows, or so you got all these passions. So I wrote down a thing where I basically broke it down like that. I don't know if you can read that or not. So one circle has this. So when you write it, all right, I'm passionate about this. All right, I'm passionate, let's just say sports. All right.
Keep going. I'm gonna grab a drink.
Okay. So on here, I'll write, okay, I'm passionate about sports. So that would go here. All right. Are you skilled in sports? Do you have any background in sports? Do you know all your statistics? If someone would say, hey, 2 years ago, who was the leader in, rushing yards and whatever, or do you remember that 97 Cowboys team or the 98 49ers team or something like that? So are you skilled in that? And then do you spend a lot of time watching it? So if it's all three, if you're able to touch on all three of these, then it belongs in here in the middle. So you put your dot in the middle. But if it's okay, I'm passionate about sports and I watch a lot of sports, but I'm not skilled in sports, then it goes over here. So you start where you're saying you got all these different ideas, start putting them on the circle where it's all right, I'm passionate about it. I have skills, background skills on it, and I watch it. So all those three things. And the ones that kind of fall right in the middle where they touch on all three circles, so you put them dead center where they overlap, those are usually your niche ones that you start out with. So for me, it was like, all right, I'm passionate about microphones. I have some skill in, I'm not an expert. I was a DJ 20 years ago in a radio booth. All that skill is gone, but I was a live sound guy for our church. So I had experience with live microphones, SM58s, EQing instruments, stage noise, gain, compression, noise gates. Like I had all that. So I was like, all right, I got the skill, and I watch a lot of videos about microphones. So it went dead center. Sports. Okay. I watch a lot of sports. I'm passionate about sports, but I don't have a lot of, I couldn't put it dead center because I'm not that skilled in sports. So, and I don't have the ability to have that background knowledge on it. I spend so much time doing other stuff that I couldn't tell you, who the starting center of the Las Vegas Knights are in NHL. So I like sports, like ESPN or something, but I don't know all the sports. I'm skilled in a certain area or something. So it just depends on where those dots fall. And then you try to find which one sits in the middle. And that's where you kind of pick and choose because you're passionate about it. You have background knowledge on it. So you don't have to do a ton of research to know your stuff. And because you watch a lot of it, you're gaining more information. You're spending a whole bunch of your time on it. But the passionate part is you're going to hit a wall. You're going to get stressed out. You're going to have days where you don't want to. That passionate part is very important because you're going to need to push through
Right.
when you don't feel like it. So if you're not passionate about it, you have skills in it, you watch a lot of it, but you're not passionate about that thing, the minute you hit your wall, the minute you get that anxiety, you're going to quit. You're going to run. You're just going to stop. So you need to find something that checks all three of those boxes. So that's how I got there. I'm not saying that's how everybody else got there, but that's how I settled on mine. I wanted to be a
No, but
sports
that can
radio
help
talk show
him
host.
alleviate some of this anxiety over what to make content on.
Yeah. So yeah, just write down all your interests in those three circles, things that you're passionate about. And then you just kind of like a chessboard, you kind of move stuff into the middle or, circles that overlap, between the two circles. But then you'll find out which one is the closest to the middle. And with the one that's closest to the middle, you might find only one of those things hits all three circles and lands in the middle of these three things. And that's the one that you would jump on. And you could always pivot later. just get started in something. You want to get started in something, get the experience, get the knowledge, make mistakes, be messy, learn the good and the bad of making video and content, and the stress, learning how to deal and handle the stress while you're doing it, achieve some goals. And then once you got all that down, if you're not okay, Clay did it. Like, I'm just going to pivot. I'm going to go over here. You went from doing reviews and stuff like that to the Clay Allen Chronicles. And then you created a second channel for the gear review. So you've made pivots.
Mm-hmm.
You can create multiple channels.
I want to do the reviews because they're fun. Yeah. I enjoy it, but I found this need for the Chronicles. So
yeah,
that's where that came about. Eric, the Broken Brain, he says, since I'm late, is this about stress and anxiety about streaming? Not particularly.
Like, whatever it is.
It's streaming. Stress and anxiety, period. We just, right now, we've kind of fell onto how it applies to this. Yes.
Yeah. Because stress and anxiety comes from everything. And we got a lot of content creators in here, or YouTube watchers.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, creating 2 channels. You have 2 channels. I have 2 channels. Level Up, and I also have Coffee at the Cross. So my Coffee at the Cross is primarily a Facebook live stream that I have a YouTube channel to go with it. But most of my viewers on that live stream come from Facebook. But Level Up is where I get to enjoy and just have fun. The other one can be serious and, it can be heavy. But Level Up also funds the gear. All the gear that I use for that live. Like, I have a 4-person podcast where we're all sitting in the same room. Where do you think the webcams came from that I'm using in that live stream? From this channel. Where did the microphones come from? This channel. So from this thing, as a byproduct, I enjoy this, and it allows me to use cool gear on my other one. So the other one is something that I'm just as passionate about. So you could do 2 channels, and one of them might get more viewers, and one may make you money. If you're trying to, whether it's AdSense from Google, all that stuff, Amazon sales, all that other stuff. Other one may be one that gets you the results and the money. The other one may just be a pure passion project where it's not going to make money, but you enjoy it.
So it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So that's what I do. Like, Coffee at the Cross is not going to be, because it's primarily a Facebook thing, not a YouTube thing. Most of my viewers are Facebook, not YouTube. I don't get AdSense from that. I'm not monetized. Facebook doesn't send me any money. I can get 500 views for a live stream over there. I only get, 100 views on YouTube for this. But this one pays more than that one, even though I have more views on that one than this one. So, but I'm passionate about that one. I don't need the money from that because Level Up does the job.
Right.
So maybe that helps you too. Know your Joe.
Hopefully. Yeah. He had mentioned that last night, and I was like, he said he's got several ideas and things that he wants to do content on. And I'm like, so go ahead and just start. That's the first step. Just do it. Yeah. The second step is, if you've got a couple ideas, try them out, see how they go, and see what responses you get on the different stuff. And then you can start kind of tweaking it more towards that one, the one that at least if you do that, it's all stuff that you enjoy. So you can't go wrong. You know what I mean?
And I wouldn't start out 2 YouTube channels in the beginning. Start with one.
Yeah.
Get through them first 10 videos, because if you try to do 2 different channels and 2 different, because you need your algorithm to work with you, so you can't leave one alone for 2 months. You got to, so pick one, start with that one, and then once you get your feet under you, and you got your editing, you got your software, you got your routine, you got your schedule, you know what you're dealing with, then start that second channel. If you're like, okay, I feel like there's something missing here, let me try that one. Don't put them on the same YouTube channel. Create a second channel and create that passionate stuff on that one.
Yep. And now you've got
if it catches fire, it catches fire.
Niches, like 2 separate niches.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I think the beautiful thing about YouTube too is also, like, we do Level Up, or I do Level Up, but I could do a live stream on anything. Like, that's not going to hurt my algorithm, the live stream, the podcast. So the Outsider Jess was just talking about it, working on combining podcast and video games. You could have a video game channel and then just have a podcast on that same channel about whatever.
Right.
You just don't want to make videos, post them, and then try to stack 2 different things on the same channel. YouTube's not going to know what to do with you. Where do I send you? to
Right.
get the views.
They won't. Yeah. So he likes the circle thing.
Yeah. That's
And
how I
just
come on mine. That's how I come down to mine. Cause I'm the same thing. I had 4 different ideas. I wanted to do a gaming channel for fun. I wanted to do a sports broadcast, a sports channel for
yeah.
fun. I wanted to do gear review, but I was like, man, I don't. I'm no Bandrew. I'm no podcastage. I'm no obscure mics. Where you could take a capsule apart and
Yet.
wire his own stuff, like all
Oh
that
well,
stuff.
yeah.
I was like,
But you
these
don't have
guys
to
are
be.
so like, what place can I fit in here where I can bring something that they don't when they have everything that I don't, and I don't have anything that they don't have. But it's just a different flavor. Some people like chocolate, some people like vanilla, some people like strawberry. I'm just a different flavor ice cream for
Yeah.
gear reviews. I'm more of a Tom Buck guy where I don't get into the nitty gritty of breaking down gear, the statistics
Specifics.
of it.
Yeah.
I go through just the user experience of it.
Broken brain. I don't have a hard time dealing with stress, but people have a hard time dealing with me when I'm stressed.
Yeah, ask Lori. That's me.
Yeah.
When I do get to that point where I stress, I'm a bear. I'm a bear.
What else has he got here? A lot of my stress comes from wanting to accomplish things. I am so used to working, and since I lost full mobility of my leg, I can't work like I used to, and it really drives me crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Huge for me personally. I can relate.
pots.
I was a workaholic. There was a period right before I got POTS. This was my life. I was going to full-time college, at a full-time job, 40 to 50 hours a week, and then I had ministry on top of that. So I had three full-time things going on at the same time, and I was just pulling and pulling and pulling, but I was used to it. I'm a workaholic. I've always been that way. I just work and work and work, and I never went home until the job was done. And I never, I would just skip days off and work on days off. Didn't matter. So then I lost all that with POTS. And all of a sudden I'm a workaholic who can't work for more than 4 hours at a time.
You
And
lost.
if I do put in an 8-hour day, my next day is toast. So whatever I'm trying to accomplish by putting in a long day doesn't get me ahead because now I've lost the next day. So I've had to stress about, okay, I get anxiety because there's a lot of things that I'm used to getting done. People depended on me for certain things. People could count on me for certain things. And now I'm not available to solve problems for other people. I was no longer, my dad used to always say when I was growing up as a kid, if I could give you one piece of advice, son, don't be expendable. Whatever it is you do, be the best at what you are. Look at the person to your left and your right and be better than what they are. Offer more than what they offer, because when it's time to let somebody go, make it to where they look at you and say, we cannot afford to lose this guy. Like we got to let someone go, but who can we get rid of? Well, that guy right there does the work of 3 different people. So we can't lose him.
Yeah.
So that was my whole life motto. So now I'm living a life where people can't count on me the way they used to. So now I feel like I'm expendable. So that's stress and anxiety. So what do? You have to reinvent yourself. I can only do this and this and this. So find something that you physically can do. Set yourself some goals. I want to be able to do that. And then that's what you measure yourself by. And here's the thing. This is where you get rid of the anxiety. Going back to what we were talking about earlier. Think about this. All right. You go from being confident and comfortable. Those are 2 different things. I think I heard you talking about this on a podcast, being confident versus comfortable on one of your Clay Allen reviews. And so I wrote down for confident. Confidence is you'll live, you'll survive, you will be okay regardless of an outcome. So you drive, even though you don't know the outcome, you're confident that I'm not going to lose what's important to me. But I'm not comfortable because I still don't know the outcome. But I'm confident that I could do this and I'm not going to suffer.
Right.
Comfortable comes from when you know the outcome, right? And you just enjoy the ride. I'm going to go through this week. I'm going to do 40 hours. I know what my job is. It's going to stink. It's going to suck. I got to put all this work in. It's going to wear me out, but I know Friday's going to come and I'm not going to get fired. I'm not going to lose my job. They're going to be happy with what I do. So I'm confident that I'm going to get through this week. I'm comfortable that I'm going to get through this week, but I'm still stressed about it.
Right.
So, yeah. So the comfortable part, you know the outcome, You're just enjoying the ride. You see the beginning, the middle, and the end of what you're getting ready to go through. So
Yeah.
to me, that's like when you're dealing with the fear and anxiety of having your limits. I'm just going to go through this. I know my outcome, and I don't care what happens as a byproduct of this. I'm going to give this whatever. And if someone leaves, someone's done with me because I can't give more than what I can give. They don't care about you. They
No.
cared about what you did for them.
Mm-hmm.
You were a resource. You weren't a relationship.
And when you
Two
stop
different
being
R's
that
there.
resource, they stopped needing you.
Yeah. So sometimes that could be a blessing when you have to cut back and dial back because of your physical limitations, because then you find out who's a part of your circle and who is in your life because of you, not because what you did for them. Because if you're just a resource, you're replaceable. You don't want to sacrifice your time, energy, and stress for someone that can replace you, just like a carton of milk that goes bad. Why am I giving up so much of myself if I'm expendable to you?
Right.
I'm going to give you parts of me, and I'm going to stress and I'm going to be anxious over someone that I know that if I fail, if I'm not able to make it, they're not going to cut me loose. Those are people that I'm willing to run through a wall for. But if I feel like you're going to cut bait and run, then I'm not doing it anymore for you. So where you're talking about your limitations now physically, those are blessings, because that gives you, it's like an audit, a personal audit time. Where's my friends? Who are the ones that are here? Who are my actual friends? And who were the people that were pretending to be my friends, but they just were, it was a one-way street.
Yeah.
They were consumers in this
Consumers.
relationship, but they were terrible producers.
Yep.
So yeah,
I use
it can
that
be a blessing.
consumers term a lot. People that just
Yeah.
suck the life out of you,
Yeah.
or they're
Is it
just
a one-way street?
Yeah, they're just there to consume.
So yeah, it's a blessing in disguise, and that's how I get rid of my anxiety. Maybe this is a blessing to me because now I get to find out who my real friends are. The guys who are in the trenches with me. Yeah.
But I just want to. I'm looking at some of my notes. All of this anxiety, all of these issues. It's good that talk about it openly.
Yes.
Talk about it with friends. Talk about it with family. Yes. And I wanted to mention, like, parents that have kids. I didn't raise my kids on that whole they don't know nothing that goes on behind closed doors like that. That's just not how I did things. My kids knew what was up. They knew, and I had people that didn't agree with that. I had people that saw my opinion and thought it made sense. It didn't matter to me who liked it or not. It was our approach, me and my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And we kept things as transparent as possible, because when you get stressed out and like, let's say you're not telling your kids why or what's wrong with you, they might start to think that they've done something wrong.
Yeah.
They might start to think that
earlier, the consequences of your actions.
Yeah. And you don't want them to think that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's good to talk about it. You don't want your wife to think that she's done something that she hasn't done wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you hit it on the head. And this is like, I'm not trying to bring church into this, but I'm just saying, like, this is what I do like on Saturday mornings. Throughout the week, I meet with people in the church where we sit down, we have coffee, we talk about okay, how's our week? This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Why is that important? Take the faith part out of it. Mm-hmm. We as human beings deceive ourselves more than anybody else. All right. We start to get, like, your anxiety and your fear and your stress causes you to make decisions that may be unhealthy for you or someone around you. All right. So you're deceiving yourself because you're just looking for air. You're drowning and you're fighting to get to the top for a gasp of air. So when you're doing that, you don't care about anything. When you get to that point, you're willing to pull some people down around you to get there. If you got to get there, it's a fight. It's a survival mode. So you justify, this is the big word, justification. You start to justify your behavior because you're in survival mode. But sometimes we deceive ourselves that it's okay to be that way. You need to be able to sit down with someone like you're talking about, to talk about it out loud, because you need someone to call you out on your BS. And what I mean by BS is your belief system. All right. I believe that it's okay to react this way. It's okay to do this. People just need to get over it because I'm angry, I'm upset, and I'm stressed out. Well, the people that you need someone to look across from you and say, hey, I get it. You're stressed, but the people who are suffering have nothing to do with your situation, but they're the ones that are getting all the flack. They're the ones that are getting the toxic part. You're taking vinegar, which is your stress and your anxiety, and you're dropping it in a pitcher of water that the whole family drinks out of. They did nothing to deserve that
Right.
vinegar, but you're forcing them by just dropping it and getting you're
What's
giving
the
you're
there's
taking it out on people around you.
there's a saying
You're
about that,
tainting the water.
about blood, like the blood, spilling blood on people from like what's the saying?
I don't know.
Where somebody else cut you, but you're letting that blood drip on the people that did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like rarely, and I mean this, if you really look at it and you were to be honest and objective and painfully objective to yourself, 98% of the negativity in your life never gets pushed back on the person who gave it to you.
Right.
It's everybody else. Because here's the thing, we take advantage of all right, we might be hitting home, not with you, me and you personally. Well, I'll say for me personally, but for people watching, we take advantage of our spouses because, okay, this person at work or this person in this circle did this to me. But if I fight back and I say what I really want to say, they'll be done with me. They're done. They'll walk away. And I need that person, whether they're a friend, whether they're family, whether they provide something for you selfishly, but you're not willing to cut that slack. You're not willing to offend them. So we take it home and we take it out on our spouses. Why? Because they're not going anywhere. I could come home and I could be negative and I could say whatever and we get in a fight. And yeah, we may not talk for 2 days, but you know what? She'll come back around.
They're still going to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to get a divorce over this. She'll hate me for 3 days, but you know what? I'll feel better.
Mm.
You know?
Right.
So we treat the people in our circle that are willing to fight for you more than anybody else. We make them our punching bag instead of the person who did it to you.
Yes.
Being the punching bag instead of fighting back and giving it back to the source.
I see that a lot.
We retreat and we unload it on the other sources.
Yeah, I do it too. I do it not too extreme, but I do see it where like you're saying, like the people that you know aren't gonna just up and leave. You maybe
the ones
treat
that
them
get it the worst.
a little worse. Yeah.
Yeah, you take advantage of it.
But you know what? I think it's important to acknowledge that and try to be a little reserved and not treat them as bad.
Right.
Because they're going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I always make it a point. Yeah, Lori, remember that? Remember
Yeah.
what you're saying? Yeah. So I always made it a point, and I've been terrible at this the last 2 years since YouTube started. And Lori could probably speak to, well, she will speak to this. I'm sure she'll comment. Before, when I worked at a job that was stressful and a lot of passive aggressive people and negative, and there's just poor accountability as far as work behavior. You know, as long as you're producing numbers, I don't care how you act at the workplace. And I can't take that. Like, you know, we're all here in the trenches together. Let's make our day best. Don't dump on me or talk to me a certain way. I'm going to fight back, but it wears on you. So I would always I like to fish. So I would always stop on my way home and fish for 40 minutes and just get it out and then go home.
There you go. There's your therapy.
Yeah. Now, because of YouTube, it's like, I don't have time to fish. I got to get home. I gotta get home and record this video before my wife gets home. So I've never had time to unload negative stress.
You got it, but years. You know what? You got to do them fishing stops. Still.
Yeah. So and you
got to make time for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I last week I had to get up and speak for the church last Sunday. I was like, all right. I was restless. I was stressful. My wife's like, I've never seen you like this. What's going on? I'm like, I just feel like I need to get away. I need to get away. I got to get quiet. Just need to put everything in its right place. Everything just seems discombobulated and awful.
Yeah.
And this week has been so much better, so much less stressful, even though that fish cut me and almost killed me. I didn't know catfish could do that.
And you went and did it. I'm going to go over
we're behind on comments here.
I'm not going to catch up. I've noticed that looking at him, I'm like, wow, but I want to let Eric know, the broken brain. First of all, I'm going to read his comment. I also learned to find a sense of accomplishment by doing little things. For a while, it was just doing puzzle after puzzle. Now I do streams to vent my frustrations and have conversations with people. Yeah, like use whatever you need to use for sure.
Yeah.
And I also want to let him know He says, "Sorry if I'm talking too much." No, dude, this is this is what the show's for.
Yeah, we've both been wanting this for a while, so we finally
Mhm.
conversation we had a couple weeks ago on the phone. Like, man, I just feel like our podcasts are shifting.
We just got to do it.
Yeah, the tide is shifting, and we need to we feel like again being passionate about something.
Yeah.
We love to talk about gear,
So forgive me in the
but
comments
yeah,
if I don't catch them all because there's a lot.
we can burn
You
through
know the
'em.
little slide bar that's next to it.
Yeah,
It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
it is tiny.
It's tiny.
But I think this is proof about, we've been wanting to talk about this stuff a little more, just dealing
Mhm.
with life and stress, microphones. But man, we got to go somewhere in our community where we could just talk about life and stress and how do we handle YouTube or jobs or content creation, the stress side of
All
it,
of it, just
the
stress.
negative
Period.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
balancing it. What else do I have on my notes?
I think his blue lights died, Kevin.
Oh, you know what? I never turned it on.
Oh, I didn't know if they were battery
I
operated.
didn't turn
We've been
on
on for an
my.
hour and a half.
I didn't turn on my amber one or my blue one. I'm not gonna bother now.
Let me read this one real quick.
Yeah.
I'm awful when it comes to convo about school. I don't want to talk about school, especially if I'm not doing well in one of my classes. That stuff weighs on you. You do got to talk about it because if you don't, the worst part, and this is why I wanted to bring this up, the worst voice that you will ever hear, the most negative voice, the most one that will defeat you the most is the one in your own head.
Mhm.
If you don't talk about stuff that's really pulling you down with someone else, you need encouragement, believe it or not. Some people want to sit there and say, okay, well, you're complaining. You just need a pat on the back. I hate people like that. People need a pat on the back. This world is full of negativity, cancel culture, you name it.
Yeah.
You can't be weak. You got to be strong. And if you don't agree with me, I'm going to not just disagree with you. I want to erase you if you don't agree with my political beliefs, spiritual belief, whatever it is. When was the last time that you could have people sitting at a Thanksgiving Day table that were on opposite sides of every spectrum, but we still enjoyed and laughed about stories, family event? Like, come on. So stuff gets toxic. You got to be able to get rid of that. So you got to surround yourself with people that will pick you up, so, encourage you. So yeah, if you know there's something, again, this is going to the beginning. When you see anxiety in your life, calling it out, getting back to the source.
Mhm.
If you identified the source of your stress and anxiety as then you need to talk about it, because you need someone to call out what your voices are telling you in your head as BS. That's, your belief system is flawed. Okay, same belief system.
Belief
Don't get
system.
mad as a pastor saying BS. Belief system. Call your belief system out. And you know what? No, you're not doing bad. Okay, you're struggling because your time is, you need someone to reassure you that you're doing a good job, that you're trying your best, that it's okay to not get a 99% A in every class.
Yeah.
It's okay. The
It's
world's not
okay.
gonna end.
We're not perfect. We weren't meant to be.
Yeah.
And
If you keep it up in here and you don't share that, you are your own worst critic. You are the biggest voice to stop doing whatever it is you're pursuing if you don't share it. Like you're your own worst enemy.
that touches on my last part of my notes, which is owning your downfalls and failures.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Own them.
yeah.
Learning experiences.
It's all part of learning.
Tom Buck
And-
said today, I'll just say this real quick before I forget, and then you could jump in.
Yeah.
Tom Buck said today in his live stream with Heather, his wife Heather, and their couples table, they were sitting there at B&H in New York. Him, Bandrew from Podcastage were on this panel. And Heather said, I was sitting there and I was just amazed because what I heard was three people sharing their failures. I heard nothing but failures, but they were all growing experiences. You grew because of the failures.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were saying.
That's basically it. It was just saying that owning up to your downfalls, your failures, knowing that you don't always get to win. Like you don't always get to win, and you don't always have to win.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You literally have to fail in order to learn and in order to become better the next time. Like if you don't fail, you're not gonna. I don't see anybody getting further.
Oh my gosh. Just again, like I always tell everybody, the devil will give you everything that you possibly need to distract you, to keep you going in the wrong direction. Same with failure. if you don't fail at something that you're not the lane you're not supposed to be in, if you're doing something for someone else and you're getting success every step of the way, you are going further. A golfing term, you're hitting a golf ball deeper into the woods. You still got to go get that ball,
Yeah.
or you're going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
You got to know where to you got to learn how to hit the ball in the right direction. So if you failed by hitting in the woods, you're going to stop. You're going to do everything you can to learn how to hit it straight. So again, if you're failing at something, that's a blessing, because it's telling you this isn't my lane. Sometimes it is your lane and you're failing, you're learning how to do it better, but it's that self-audit time. All right, I failed at this. Is it because something I did, or am I just, was I doing this for the wrong
Am I
reasons?
approaching it wrong?
Right. Was I doing it for them, or was I doing it for me? I failed because I was trying to provide a need or a service or do something for somebody that I'm not skilled at. I was trying to fill a need that someone else should have been filling. I talk about this in the church all the time. We talk about filling seats with serving. Sometimes we try to do 20 different things because the church needs 20 different things. Well, if you're trying to do 20 different things, you're robbing a seat that someone who actually wants to do something can't sit in, because you're doing 20 different things. So if you're failing, figure out is that even supposed to be your lane? Because if you're trying to do all this stuff, someone else that wants to learn doesn't even get a chance, because you're doing everything yourself and you're failing at it.
Yeah.
So look around. Okay, I can't, and I had to have this meeting, for church staff. I'm doing 5 different things and I was getting exhausted. All right, we've got too much on your plate. What do you want to get rid of? What am I failing? That was my thing. What am I failing at the most? Okay. Am I failing at it because I'm not good at it? I just don't have the time for it. Do I love it? Like, you gotta assess where you are with whatever it is you're trying to tackle. So my failure is your chance to sit there and look at it objectively and say, all right, is this something I'm truly passionate about? If I'm still passionate about it, what am I doing wrong to make that a failure?
Yep.
Or if I'm failing at it because I really don't like this. I'm not passionate about it. Okay, good. That failure, just recognize that. Now you can cut it loose.
Like I said, it's the learning process.
Yeah. So you learn what to cut loose.
Yeah,
do I
you
cut
have to
what
fail.
I failed at loose, or do I cut what caused me to fail this loose?
And there's a good possibility it's going to be both.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
so yeah,
not
failure is a good thing.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Failure,
you can't be afraid of it.
It'll show you the things that you want to do that you need to do better now.
Yeah.
And you'll weed out also the things that you probably shouldn't do or you should back off on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Perfect.
comments are nuts. I'm not going to catch up.
I love it. I love it.
I'm just going to go to the last one here. Kevin and Felix from the Mod Squad are 2 great people stuck in a dark place, and they helped me out of it.
Boost the tribe.
Boost the tribe.
The most important thing is recognizing you're not alone, surrounding yourself with, I can't say this enough, identifying the people that reach out to you when you don't reach out to them. How many one-way relationships do you have in your life? How many people do you talk to simply because you initiated the contact? You need to start surrounding with people that will say, hey, man, I haven't heard from this guy in 7 days. Everything okay? Surround yourself with those people. Because when you start letting anxiety and fear really overwhelm you, again, we retreat.
You shut down.
We shut ourselves out. You need them people that will call you out and say, hey, what are you doing in there?
Where you been?
Where'd he go? What? Get out of there. Come on, man. Let's go out to lunch.
That's a good
Let's
point.
go do something.
I have me and both my sons have this I guess it's a bad trait. We don't do it intentionally. We will not talk to each other for a long time. And there is absolutely no negative reason why. And then all of a sudden we won't stop talking for weeks. And then we'll stop again. It's just,
yeah. And there's a flip side of that too. It's important to surround yourself with people who do reach out, but it's also important to surround yourself with people who don't get offended if you don't talk to them. And like Bark and I, we could go a stretch where we're talking like every other day about something from fantasy football to Mike reviews or something. And then we just don't say anything to each other for like 2 months.
Because they take accountability for it.
Yeah.
And they say, well, you know what? I'm no better. I haven't reached out to you either. So
yeah, no, we're both busy. We're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's important to surround yourself with people that do care but also don't get offended if you can't get to them every single week. They're not too needy of your, again, the one-way street thing. Is it a two-way street?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
But
I'll be honest. I think Bark initiates more of the conversation than I do. I'm terrible because again, I'm always shelving things that I want to do and talk about for other people.
I noticed that too with you, but I also know what's on your plate.
Yeah. Yeah. You reach out to me more than I do you.
But I know what's on your plate. So I'm like, it doesn't matter.
But I've had to, again, this last month, I've really had to reassess my life and what I'm doing, the negative, what am I putting off, putting me first, saying no. Man, saying no more has been my big thing. Know your no's. If I can leave you with this, know your no's. You try to say yes to every person. You think you're not doing no's. And if I'm saying yes to everything, then everybody's happy. But really, when you say yes to everything, you're saying no to a lot of other things.
To somebody.
Yeah. So
because you can't keep up with all those yeses.
Yeah. So when you say yes to someone, who are you saying no to? Know your no's. So if I say yes to this, who's going to be a no because of this?
Who's paying a price?
Yes. So know your no's. And that's been my phrase for the last month is know my no's. Okay. If I say yes to this, who's going to suffer?
I just can't stop thinking about a nose every time you say that.
Know your nose.
Know your nose.
So yeah, I've had to get to that. And yeah, I got to get better at it. So I'm surrounding myself with people now that
That's a good one.
Participate in my circle. They're not. I'm getting involved in projects with people that are motivated to go without me having to do everything. So, and that's including ministry. Like I got a guy that was looking to do something, and he jumped right in, and he's just running with this thing. Thank God. Know your Joe. Yeah. Know your Joes and know your nose.
I say know your Joe.
Yeah. And that's for content creators. It's important to team up with someone who's willing to do the work with you and not dump everything on you. You and I work together.
Mm-hmm.
We help each other out. We balance each other out. There are days where, today you were running and I was sitting here with nothing to do. What can I do for you? Let's roll.
Yep.
And vice versa. Like,
Mike
you were setting up the streams
going
every week
tonight, guys.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10 before this, you were the one that was in there getting the stream scheduled. Do it. So yeah, we help each other out, and it's important to go into the trenches and content creation.
Dude, I'm way better today, but this would be it's Friday. So Wednesday would be 7, 8, 9, my 9th day being sick.
I can't believe that, man.
Brutal. Like I almost took you up on that and broadcasted from the restroom.
He's like, man, I said, maybe you need to start thinking about setting up a live stream in the bathroom. Right there, yeah. Just don't let anybody know which room you're in.
Drop a green towel or a green screen behind me.
Just hit the mute button for the courtesy flush.
It's been brutal, man. Like brutal. Like, I don't know. So that being said, I was all amped up about this tonight because this is my first live for the Clay Allen Chronicles. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm not even ready. I'm not set up. I'm not like,
gotcha, boo.
I was like, hey, Mike.
Yep, gotcha, boo. I was sitting here at my desk. I was like, man, I'm home early. It's getting my life in order now where things are prioritized. I'm like, man, I get to go home early. I'm sitting here. I'm just watching a movie. My daughter runs up the stairs. Clay's trying to call you, Dad. I'm like, my phone's not ringing. It's because I've got your phone. I didn't even know I didn't have my phone. So I was like, got something to do.
I got bad news for you, Chris. I am the king of TMI.
Yes. Yep.
I am not bashful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like feverishly trying to get a hold of you. I'm like, oh, I need to ask him. Should we do this or not?
Yeah. Outsider Jess says, I wish I had someone to do content with having someone disguise your weakness and boost your strength. Don't get frustrated. I wanted to have someone to do a live stream with for 2 years. You got to be paid. You got to find the right person in your circle. Like it took me 2 years to stumble across and run into Clay here, and it's been magical.
Yeah.
So just be patient. Don't jump in with the first person, because I've had a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I'll do a podcast with you."
But are they doing it with you or
right
riding on your coattails?
Right? Oh yeah, you do all the work. I'll pop in there and do whatever. So what I would always do is I'd mention, hey, I'm looking for someone to do, oh, I'd do it with you. Then I would stop and not say a word and see if they would take the next step. Hey, what do we got to do? What do I need to do? And they would never respond. So it's just like, okay, you got to find that person who's willing to jump into the trenches with you and do 50% of the workload.
Yep.
It's a team. It really is a team. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into setting up a live stream. It's not just, hey, go live. You got to spend time on graphics. You got to spend time.
I mean, if you want it to look professional.
Yeah. You got to get the music in there, the countdown timers. Then, then you're going to find out, like we did, first live stream or two, you're going to have problems. Then you got to figure out how to fix those. You got to spend time fixing the problems.
How to get around it the next time.
Yeah. How to schedule your live stream notifications. It took us a month. But with a lot of help from Chris.
Yeah. But if you look and if you start putting the feelers out there, you'll find somebody.
Yeah. And that's what you start looking for someone that wants to do the work, do some work with you. They're not just wanting to jump on your live stream. They want to put like, let's do this. Let's spend some time on it. So yeah, be patient. It took me 2 years to get here, but I'm glad I did, because had I jumped in to a podcast where I was doing all the work, I'd have been burnt out and I wouldn't be live streaming today. I wouldn't even be doing a YouTube channel.
Here comes that resentment.
Yeah. And it takes the passion right out of you and the drive to do it. So it's important to get into it with the right person. Otherwise, you'll get into it quicker if you just pick anybody, but it'll wear you out and suck you dry.
Yeah.
Long-term goals. You're in it for the long game.
Kevin says, not to be vain, but I like our music. That bluesy.
Oh yeah, that bluesy. I love it too.
It's so cool.
But Kevin made me a rap song. Oh my God. It's cool and it's catchy.
But Kevin made me a rap song.
I know. I wanted the bluesy one. I'm not telling you to make one I'm going to figure it out. But I appreciate it. And I've played it to everybody. I think it's cool.
EV Mux, does it have the ability to have background music?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So like just here, you got a music tab at the top. I'll hit play right here. Yeah.
Okay. But you can.
So yeah, you can upload music. So on the top, you'll have layers, music, comments. Yeah.
And then I can just
upload media and it'll be under that music tab.
Because I can get us some blues, some like rock and blues.
Stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
Life's getting ready to end. What do?
You rave.
What, night out at the Roxbury? Yeah. Okay, sorry guys. It's getting late. We're getting loopy.
It's all right. I have been planning on it being a late one. But yeah, so that's good. I can bring us in some stuff.
Yeah.
How do I do it? I'll do that right now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Broken brain. I'll sit while you're doing that. I'll read this one. Sorry. A little bit of work, not much. Haha. Yeah. And Broken Brain says, I want to go live with random people to just discuss different life challenges that we have both overcome and how you get into a network. And even like one of the podcasts where I've got lined up, I just got to set the date. Dude's willing to do it. Is the guy Bryce? He has a YouTube channel, got 600,000 subscribers, made rap videos for Call of Duty video games to play in the background music, like hyped music to play during your live streams. He made that. He's got like 14 videos that have over 1 million views. You name it. So he's willing to come on here and just talk about his journey. Because again, it's a different niche. He was successful in it, and he doesn't even do it anymore. He found a different passion and has moved on from YouTube, but he still jumps on every now and then. But he's a personal friend of mine. I know him. And so I was like, hey man, you ever want to come on the podcast? So yeah, just get networking, and you'll find people that come on.
Mm-hmm.
People want to learn shared experiences. People want to learn about other people's failures so they know they're not alone. You're not a failure. You may fail, but that doesn't mean you're a failure. If you're a failure, if you fail at something but keep going, you're actually accomplishing stuff. You're getting somewhere. You're not going to get successful on YouTube without failing. You're just not.
No. And there we go again with the failure thing. You've got to fail to succeed.
Yep. You got to fall upward.
I'm not finding anything I like. Nothing that's like relaxing. It's in here. because I have it.
Yeah, that's another thing. People don't realize, like, when you do a YouTube channel, how much time you spend on art lists going through music.
Yeah, like it takes a
Hours.
long time. Like
Yeah, I
I
could
just want
spend
this
half a
one
day.
song. This
Yeah,
one, it's got to be perfect.
yeah. I could
And
spend half a day creating a list, an art list for my YouTube videos. And then
I'll
when I
do
make a
this.
video, I'm like, nope, nope. I just spent half a day getting all these 30 songs and I don't like any of them when it's time to actually use them. I wasted a whole day on music that I'm not even
Yeah,
using. So yeah,
easily.
yeah. The workflow behind videos and live streams, you have no idea how much time you spend on stuff you never even use.
What are boneless wings chicken wings or overrated nuggets?
Never overrated,
they're
but
just a higher class of nuggets.
yeah. See, I used to be a
They're the
boneless guy all
of
the
nuggets.
time, and now I actually like the boned.
For wings?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
wings. The other
yeah,
one's just chicken,
yeah.
which
Just
is
nuggets.
good. Chicken's good, but
Yeah,
I want wings. And it's got to have bone because
yeah,
there's a goal. You got to like strip that bone.
yeah. I love it. And ribs. I had ribs for lunch Sunday.
I had ribs the other day for lunch or
Great
dinner.
stuff. Expensive though, man. I went to Chili's. My wife and I went to Chili's for lunch. I had bone ribs. She had something. $60 for the both of us
I
to eat
know.
at Chili's.
I took my daughter out
Unbelievable.
a couple weekends ago. We had ribs at. You ever heard of 99?
No.
Pub 99? It's like Chili's or Ruby Tuesdays or any of those. I had ribs there, and that's not real barbecue to me. I'm from the South originally. That's not real barbecue, but it's as close as I could get. And it was like $60.
Yeah.
I got a full rack of ribs, and I was like, I knew we were going to pay money, but I wanted some barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's
So-
a barbecue place around here called Mission Barbecue, and it's vets, Army vets, first responders all over the wall and stuff. And it's like a place for them, but everybody gets to eat there, but they celebrate them. And there's a guy that I meet with regularly, a friend of mine who was a fireman who was at 9/11 on Ground Zero. At Ground Zero, pulling people out of the rubble.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at that. I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm just laughing at Joe's comment.
Right? Not the Roxbury. But yeah, it was $30 for each one of us to eat there.
Hey,
and now it's like the cheapest place to eat, and it used to be the most expensive place.
$30
per person. Yeah.
Oh, I'd do that for good barbecue.
Oh yeah, but awesome briskets.
This is my mother.
Oh hey, hey Ma.
I sent her the link earlier just to go. Hey, you might want to,
Night at the Roxbury.
I keep going the wrong way.
I know, me too. Because I see the screen. I'm like,
I see you, so I go that. Oh no, I gotta go this.
Ow! Looks so bad.
Chris, art list or Epidemic Sound?
Go ahead.
I switched from Epidemic Sound to art list.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had to pick between the two, and Tom Buck is the one that kind of indirectly. I was watching live stream and I asked the question in the chat, and he says he uses both, but he's had problems with Epidemic Sound. Like a year later, all of a sudden a song gets copyrighted or flagged.
Yep.
And he would get through it, but there's a process to go through. Art list, he doesn't have that problem. So Epidemic Sound may have a bigger library, I think, but he has more problems with copyright issues from time to time.
The two reasons that I switched was that, and Epidemic Sounds is really confusing. It's like really hard to look up stuff. I mean, I had it for years, so you would think at some point that it would become easy, right?
Yeah,
it never did. Not compared to Artlist.
Artlist is so easy.
And once I did like the free trial or whatever, I checked out Artlist and I was like, dude, I'm sold. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah. And on top of that, I've never had a single issue with a copyright. And I've downloaded songs, I've uploaded them for videos on Facebook live streams, YouTube live streams, YouTube, or video production on social media. I've never had anything flagged ever.
No.
From Artlist.
And it's like I said, it's easier to me to find music. The only thing I don't like about it is, for whatever reason, I always have a hard time finding the original download spot. Like there's got to be a spot on my computer that is just jam packed full of Artlist stuff,
Oh
but I
yeah.
can never find it.
Oh, that's what I like about Mac. Apple, there's a
I have
tab
a,
that
I have a
literally,
Mac.
yeah, so you just go to the top and hit go and then hit downloads on that list, and everything you've ever downloaded is on that list.
Where go where? What are you talking about?
So there's a bar on the top of your Mac window, your screen, you got the
Oh, okay,
Apple
go.
Finder, hit the go, and then down that list is
Oh,
downloads.
and then it'll pull them all up.
Everything you've ever downloaded is in that tab. And Artlist files have that black square with the yellow A in it. So
Yellow
they're
A,
easy
yeah.
to spot.
Ow.
Yeah. That's
Wait, how
my
come I don't
most
see-
go-to tab.
So I see them. Well, there's
Mhm.
like one. No, so I don't know. Well, maybe I should expand the window.
Yeah. I make it full screen to see everything. Because
Yeah,
on the
but
right it'll say show
so
all. So
in
it'll only
that-
do like a row of it, but if you hit show all, it'll go to everything that's
In that
previous 30 days, June,
view,
May,
I've got
April.
1, 2, 3, 4 Artlist files, and that's it.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I don't have that many, but I have way more than that I've downloaded. Where are they
Oh.
going? You see what I'm saying? They're going somewhere.
If you pull them out of your download file and put them in a folder, that's where they would go. And they're not always the A. Like sometimes Artlist is just a white square with the music symbol in it.
I've got a bunch of those. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I've got two next to each other. One is in a black with the A, and the other one's a white with the music symbol next to it. And they both came from Artlist. And they're both MP3 It's not like one's a WAV file and one's MP3. They're both. It's weird how it does that. So yeah, I'm looking at like 30 downloads of Artlist right now.
Oh, I've got more than that. Now that I look at it this way.
In the last 30 days, yeah, 30.
Yep. I'm just looking through. I know we're like, sorry, we're at the 2-hour mark.
How do I turn this off? How do I turn
I
this
was
off?
looking for music for us to use to play in the background. Oh, hey, look, there's the red cabin acoustic stuff. How can I pull that in there? I got to pull that in to show off Joe for everybody. Music.
Yep, just go to music, click that, or add media for layers. Add new layer. Then you can add media.
Oh, I thought you had to go through music. Add new layer.
It'll go to your music. Once you download it, it'll end up under your music tab.
So media. Then what do I pick? Apps, widgets, media share.
Yeah. Sometimes you can just drag it here.
Media files.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And that's how you find it once it's in there.
It's freaking out on me right now.
If you want to bring it in there, just drag the file over top our window on your screen, your preview window, and it'll automatically download into EVMux. While you're doing that, I'll catch up on some comments real quick. Hi, Ma. Chris says.
Thank you, Chris, for saying hi to my ma.
Outsider Jess, the tipping thing is going to make people slow down on ordering food. It has become an inconvenience and too expensive. That's a whole bugaboo for me. When you go to like a restaurant, or you go to a drive-through and they hand you a receipt to sign and it says tip. Like, it's a drive-through. Why am I tipping? Then you feel like a jerk when you like cross out the tip and just do your total. Oof. Anyways, that's a topic for another live stream.
Let's save that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
This is why I use copyright-free services from YouTubers where I can download. Hey, Stream Beats from Harris Heller. I used that for my first 2 years before I jumped into Artlist. Great stuff. Great stuff. And it's a huge, huge library he's got. Oh, yeah. Chris says it right next. You could always use Stream Beats. Yep. Chris was on it.
Yep.
Stream Beats by Harris Heller. I still use it from time to time. Because what I found is when I try to make DVDs of video and stuff, sometimes I burn DVDs of video production projects that I make. If I try to bring in Artlist, music, sometimes it gives me an error when I'm trying to burn the DVD
Mm-hmm.
because it's got that copyright. But when I use
And
Stream Beats for my background music for video projects, it never fails. It always goes through.
it doesn't want to let me upload it.
Ooh.
Let me try this.
Is the Stream Beats website back now? I haven't seen it in a while. I want to search it up. I'm not sure. I know you can go on
Yeah, it's not letting me do it.
Spotify. Spotify, you can get Stream Beats. Just play it in the background. Let me look real quick. Chris is on it.
I
Know your
have
Joe.
to.
Streaming
This is
software are we using?
horrible, Mike.
What?
I have to let you have the wheel for a little bit by yourself.
Okay. We are using EV Mux.
I will be right back.
All right, I got you. We use EV Mux. Clay used to use StreamYard, but he's moving over to EV Mux. StreamYard, this is just like StreamYard, except better. It's like they took everything that was good about StreamYard and they made improvements upon it. I think StreamYard sold ownership to someone else and they just stopped upgrading it and trying to make it a better product, and things were happening and they weren't really on top of it. They used to have town hall meetings where you can go in and share your frustrations and needs for upgrades and things like that, and StreamYard stopped doing that. EV Mux, you get more features for the same price. So like I can get 1080p for $25 a month, and stream in 4K also, I think, for $25 a month. StreamYard, I think, was like you can only do 720. If you wanted 1080, you had to pay the $40 package or something. So yeah, you can get more features in the middle package. And StreamYard, you'd have to pay more. So I love it. I love EV Mux. It's not as known as StreamYard. They just started like maybe 2 years ago, but it's perfect. It's so user friendly. So user friendly. What camera is Mike using tonight? I'm using my Sony ZV-E10. I actually am getting ready to do a video review. I wanted to use this tonight, which is my webcam I just got. It is the holding up box. I know you guys have been asking about a video review of this, the Anchorworks C310. I went ahead, broke down, and got it. So I've been saying no to other people about stuff they want to send me, and I went ahead and bought this webcam. And I wanted to use it for the live stream tonight, but I did not get it hooked up in time to get it dialed in. So using the Sony ZV-E10, I'm using the Fifine K669D microphone. It's underneath the Rode WS14 pop filter. I got a little foam spacer to fill in the gap so it fits on nice and snug. Got rid of the shock mount, kind of cleaning up the look. And I'm using the Vocaster 2 for my audio interface tonight. Broken Brain Show says, I've always had a hard time talking with church people and therapists because they always want to talk instead of just fully listening to what is being said. My channel gives people the ability to talk. Yes. Dude, people just need to vent in a safe place. We've lost that, where we can go, like, you got to be able to speak your mind, talk your frustrations, and not be judged by what you're going through, because sometimes what you feel is not how you truly are. It's just you're trying to process stuff. So you think the voices get inside your head. You start beating yourself up over it. You start thinking and looking at people differently. That's not who you really are. That's just how you feel. So letting him talk and get it out, just purge all that stuff. It's huge. So like what I do when I meet with people, I meet with several people for coffee, lunch, and I just sit down and we just talk about life and just getting it out. No judgment. Just get it out. Talk out loud. Sometimes you don't realize how ridiculous your thoughts are. They make sense when you keep them to yourself, but when you say it out loud to another person, you actually start like, man, that does sound kind of weird. Man, I am overreacting. Or, man, I am really belittling this thing that actually should be a bigger problem. I need to really address this or something. So yeah, it is huge to just sit and let people talk. And again, no fear of judgment for that talk. So yeah, church people can be like that. There are a lot of church people that enjoy the negativity, and they take advantage of people that want to talk. So I'm just here to vent and then they don't do anything to make the changes in their life. You come back and meet them the next week, and they're still miserable. They did nothing. Yeah, you're going to find that. So it's important to sit down, find someone that's willing to listen, and hold on to those people, because they'll hold you accountable to your thoughts, your decisions, your actions. They'll call you out on things that you shouldn't be doing, help you in the things you should be doing, and also, again, allow you a chance to vent and just say stuff, and they're not going to walk away from you. You're just getting it out, letting that purge. Kevin says EV Mux is almost like baby OBS. Yes, man. If I'm telling you what, I love OBS. I love it. I wish OBS would let us do things like this, posting comments. If OBS could do that, I would be all in on OBS. That is the only negative to me regarding OBS, is it not being able to just post live comments on the screen. If they did that, oh my gosh, they would rule the world. Let's see here. StreamYard is the simplest way to go live. EV Mux is next. If you want to use the most control over everything, the OBS is the best choice for Mac. Ecamm Live is the choice for you. Yeah, I love OBS. I just wish they would have the ability to bring up comments and chats like this. You can bring in everybody's comments, but you can't like highlight.
On OBS?
Yeah. I've had Ecamm Live. I loved it for Mac. Just too expensive for me. For what I needed, I had to pay $50 a month for Ecamm Live for what I need. I'm able to get the same stuff, those same needs out of EV Mux for $25. There is a plugin. Yeah. It's been glitchy for me. So if it's not reliable, it's not dependable. I go to somewhere like EV Mux where I know I can bring up the comments. But I say this, but my last live stream on Tuesday night, none of the comments were coming up on I could see it on the live stream, but they were not popping up. So put my foot in my mouth
on EV Mux.
Yeah. First time it's ever happened. So I sent him an email saying, hey man, I did a live stream, 300 views, and I couldn't see any of the comment. I couldn't bring them up on the screen. They were not showing up in the comment tab at all, but I could see it on the live stream on my phone. Let's see here. Know Your Joe, or a Broken Brain Show. I just know that getting lost in your own thoughts can be harmful. Exactly. It's the worst place to leave your thoughts. You got to have someone to talk with, especially when they are thoughts about yourself. Your own worst critic.
You know when that used to bother me the most? When I used to drive truck over the road and I'd be by myself driving down the highway.
Oh, yeah. You could make a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
Easy. You're creating things that don't exist when you're in your own head. You're creating, your anxieties lead you to things that aren't real. Like, for me, speaking, like nobody is going to get up and walk out when I'm speaking, but yet that's a fear. Like they're going to get up and walk out when I'm speaking, or
right, yeah,
I'm going to turn someone away, or I'm going to upset somebody. No one ever does that. But in your head,
they're doing it all the time.
It becomes a realistic thing. So the worst place to leave your thoughts is in your head. You got to have someone to talk to so they can call it out. Dude, you got it. It's going to be all right, man. That's not even going to happen. That's a fear of a result that will never happen. That result will never come to fruition. Oh wait, I forgot one. I don't know what the new features are yet. Say a video about it right before this stream started.
I tell you what, is we talking about new features on OBS?
I guess. I don't know. For that one.
When it comes to OBS, I know Chris is the kind of the guru. Every time there's a major update and I do it, my virtual camera stops and I can't.
Happened to me today. I had to do a Zoom call today with someone in California, and I had my phone, and when I turned my laptop on, there was virtual camera. And then I went to, but I didn't go there. I didn't select it yet, but I saw it. So I tried to use my phone for my camera like you're doing. And when I went to go live, the virtual camera was gone, and I had done the update. I literally hit the update before go. I'm like, let me do this update before.
Yeah, and I stopped doing the updates.
I lost it.
OBS 30 point whatever, I forget what the number is, but I just stopped. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it no more, because every time I do, I lose my virtual camera.
Yeah. So I went into the Zoom meeting and she saw I was in my recording studio, my other office, where it's got the sound pads everywhere. And it's like where I do a lot of my video production, recording and stuff. She's looking in the background and she's like, man, you must be like a professional YouTuber podcaster or something. I was like, yeah. I said, but I feel kind of bad. I said, I feel like I'm a NASCAR driver who showed up to a race with a tricycle. I'm using my laptop webcam because I can't get any of my cameras to work right now. So I must not be that good. But yeah, it was terrible, man. I had to do a Zoom call with my laptop webcam because I had a DSLR Canon camera in front of me and I had my iPhone. I couldn't use either one of them after my update today. Frustrating.
This is just going back to what he was talking about.
Yeah.
You were just talking to him.
Eternal demons, yeah. They'll tear you down.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you.
Yes, OBS new release, Joe. See, I'm trying to stay away from them. Every single time I do it, I'm like regretting it. So I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Yep.
What is Chris saying? Says really you are on? Yeah. So about the OBS, yeah, I'm on Mac, Chris, and literally every time I do the update for OBS, I lose
It happened to me
virtual
today.
camera.
Happened to me.
Nothing else. Everything else works good. It's just the virtual camera and it's gone, and like I can't figure out how to fix it. I'll start panicking, and then I'll uninstall OBS, and then I'll go look for an older version and reinstall it again.
I'll have to go check mine when I get done here to see if it's back up. But yeah, it was there, did the update, and it was gone in 5 minutes. And I could not access virtual camera at all.
Yeah. And this is
I needed it.
The outsider Jess, he's like, I don't know why laptops have the worst camera, but your phone is as good as a DSLR.
Yeah, I know.
I seriously, like, why can't our laptops have the same camera that our phones have? Why not?
It's what people are willing to spend their money on. So if you want a laptop, you're looking at graphics card, computer power. So it already gets up to like $2,000, right? A phone can get you everything you're looking for, but yet you add that perfect camera and it's only $800 or $1,000 or $1,200. But a laptop, to get what you want the laptop to do, then put in a good camera in there, then you're above 2,000 a lot for a laptop. And a lot of people just aren't willing to pay that much for a laptop. They'd rather pay that much for a tower where you can upgrade the parts. Laptop, especially with Macs, it's hard to get into a Mac and upgrade that.
No, that's
but if you get a PC tower, you can pull motherboards out, graphics cards. You can upgrade and rebuild.
You have a Mac Mini also, right?
Yes.
How do you like that?
I love it. I love
that's what I'm thinking about.
I still have the M1 and it handles everything.
Finding a used one.
Yeah. I got mine refurbished.
Yeah, I want M1, M2 at least.
Yeah. I got a refurbished one 2 years ago for $499. It was the bigger, it was the M1 with the 16 gigabyte, not the 8. And it's awesome. I love it. I love how small it is. I love how quiet it is.
I think I'm good. I've told you about this. My computer, my laptop, my MacBook was from work. Blah 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 blah. I think they're gonna let me keep it though.
That's good.
So yeah,
I love it. I stream from my laptop for the Tuesday night live stream on the other side of the driveway.
Yeah.
My wife's parents live next door. We stream from their studio. I built a studio in one of their extra rooms, so I don't have to keep tearing up mine. So I stream from my M1 MacBook over there. Awesome, love it. And my M1 Mac Mini stays here.
I'm considering doing something like that. I'm considering it just to get this off my desk, and have the Mac Mini mounted up underneath the desk.
Yep, mine's hooked up.
Have a little keyboard right here.
Yeah, mine was under my desk, and I moved it because I did that system now where I have a desk that has nothing on it, and then I have almost like a wall partition, like a concrete barrier on a freeway, and all my monitors, computer, and everything is mounted to that, separate from my desk. So when I need to pull my desk out, I'm not pulling the whole thing.
So. Is he talking to me or you? My Joe, know your Joe.
16. Get 16.
Your RAM?
Yeah, 16 gigabytes RAM is what I have. Tom Buck has an 8 GB M1 Mac Mini, and he says it handles everything fine for him. But I did notice he always talks about how, like, when he does a live stream or whenever he tries to record a video in OBS,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of recording directly to his camera, he's sending his video feed and everything into OBS. That sometimes he gets glitchy. Sometimes he lags a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
probably the only
this
thing. I would definitely get 16 if you want to be able to use, like, a lot of my YouTube videos. I stopped recording separate to my camera and my audio. I've
this
started to
one
do
here is
more.
maxed out.
Yeah, is it?
This one is like, you ready for this? It's the
Yeah.
M1 Max.
Mm-hmm.
I have 64 gigs of RAM.
Is it the studio, the thick one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have 64 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive.
Oh yeah, you're loaded.
Yes.
Yeah, you're loaded.
But it's like, it doesn't, I haven't had to, I believe it or not, even with the 1 terabyte, I've had to offload a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I do that. I don't save anything directly to my M1 Mac Mini. I've got SSD drives plugged into it, and everything I save, all my video projects, all my YouTube, everything goes to that.
Yeah.
So I'll download something to my desktop in a pinch, but then I quickly, once it's in there, I'll transfer it over to a hard drive.
Right. So I'm wondering if they're doing 30 on a Mac Mini. Can you do like 32 gigs at least?
I think the M1 Mac Minis, it's up to 16, and then once you go to the studio is where they do that big jump.
The studio. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I got to do. Or can you add external?
Macs
No.
are external. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Well, I'm at with a Mini.
Yeah. I don't know if you can add an external one or not. I'm not sure. We'd have to get my Apple buddy, who is, I mean, literally got like autographed stuff from the Woz or whatever, Steve Wozniacki, whatever his name is.
Wozniacki.
There was 2 guys that started Apple, Steve Jobs, and he was the guy that had the brains of, like, all right, the vision, and then the other guy was the actual computer tech geeky guy that made it happen. They both started it together. He has like pictures and autographed motherboards on his, like, he's an Apple. If you want to know something about Apple, he knows it. It's crazy. He gets into he gets into phones and everything, replaces batteries for us. He knows it all.
Nice.
So I'll ask him.
Crazy show we got. We're talking about computer specs now.
I know. Anxiety, stress, to pizza, to life, to punching bags and getting sheds to become rage rooms, to
the main topic
boards.
was
Steve
anxiety
Wozniak,
and stress, and that's just the opener.
Yep.
After that, we can be whatever.
That's another thing. I asked him too. I said, his name's Colby. He's been on we used to live stream to my personal Facebook channel. He would watch these live streams. I don't know why I stopped doing it.
Wozniak?
Yeah, that's him. And I asked him, I said, would you ever be willing to come on our live stream? It's just, if people have questions about Mac, Apple, you could answer them for us. He's like, oh yeah, sure. And he's the guy that turned down the microphone when he won it. I'm like, dude, you needed that microphone because I want you on the show for an Apple podcast. It's just our Apple edition. You got Apple questions, he's got you covered.
So Know Your Joe said you can add external drives to Mac. Okay. I mean, I know I use
external drives. We're talking about
use
RAM.
SSDs. I've got an HHD 4 terabyte on the desk.
Yep.
Then I've got like small SSDs.
Yep.
But I'm talking about, we were talking about RAM.
Yeah, external RAM.
If you can add external RAM.
Yeah, I've got 2 external drives, an SSD and a hard drive, both connected.
Kevin pulled us right back into anxiety.
Yep.
CPUs give me anxiety.
Yeah. Tell me about it. PC gives me anxiety. That's why I switched to Apple. But now Apple's starting to give me anxiety. Like
it all does.
They are so aggravating when it comes to Black Magic gear, which is big for video production. Like we have a lot of Black Magic gear in our church for our live stream.
Tunes in well with
they do not cooperate together at all. So we're getting ready to switch back to PC just because of all the Black Magic gear. I've got Black Magic capture cards that don't work on my Macs anymore. It's frustrating. So yeah, Apple's starting to give me some stress too.
So Joe says, you cannot
add external RAM. Yeah, I didn't think so.
I didn't either. Because that having a sufficient amount helps keep everything run a little more buttery.
Yeah. Yeah, I have an M1 with 16 gig.
The outsider says, I
Mm.
understand nothing about PCs. I had a pre-build, or not a pre-build. What do they call it? Yeah, I bought a pre-build.
Yeah.
I bought it as a I bought a gaming computer, thinking in my head, oh, this is definitely going to be perfect for editing. It's not. I had to uninstall the gaming drivers and then
Yeah.
download and install studio drivers.
Completely different animals.
And then once
Editing
I
and
did,
gaming.
once I did that, like it was okay, but like I was doing a lot of photos back then,
Mm-hmm.
and that computer, like if I did a wedding, to edit a set of photos from a wedding, that computer would take me easily 4 to 8 hours, just
Yeah.
depending on how many pictures I had. When I went to this one, it dropped down to like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've done photos or whatever, but like once you get a good preset established for your edits, you can just kind of keep using that same one and just kind of rocking and rolling, you know?
Yeah.
Use that same preset because you're going for the same vibe, and then just kind of tweak each photo as needed. And I could do what would take me 3 to 4 hours on my PC in less than an hour on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how quickly, same thing. The editing, uploading, editing in 4K, like my timeline. I had a PC where I was trying to edit in 1080, and I switched to try and make videos editing in DaVinci Resolve in 4K, and it would crash. And it would
Yeah,
crash before it would do the auto save.
right.
So, it would auto save every like 10 minutes. Well, let's just say it did the auto save. Then I spent 9 minutes getting through a really tough section. I had 1 more minute to go for the next auto save, or so I'd lose it. But yeah. So when I switched to the Mac, DaVinci has never crashed on me in the Mac.
Does it work well on the Mac?
Yes. Yes. It's awesome.
Know Your Joe says the new Mac uses some sort a sort of shared memory between RAM and external SSD. On mine, I think this is what he's talking about. That 64 gigs of RAM, it calls it unified memory.
Yeah. I've heard that, where it pulls resources from other. Yeah.
Which that's what RAM, I believe that's what RAM is anyway. It's like it borrows a little here, puts it back, borrows a little,
Yeah. I don't know that much. I just know that that Mac it pulls.
Hopefully I have my Mac for editing, but I want my gaming PC to game on. Yeah.
Yeah. PC's better, like, and gaming availability. It is hard to get certain games on a Mac. You just can't get them.
Yeah.
They don't offer them in Mac.
I haven't even tried.
No, there was a way around it. There was an app called Google Stadia, where it was like a server browser based. You could go on to a website and they like downloaded it there, but you could play through the internet. And when that crashed, I've lost my ability to play Madden on Mac and on my Mac Mini and all kinds of games. So I don't even bother with games anymore. And the same could be said for monitors too. Like monitors, gaming monitors and editing monitors are two completely different beasts. Like they tell you when you're editing, don't get a monitor that has 165 hertz refresh rate. You want 70 or something. It's a completely different thing as
Editing
far as visuals.
like video or
yeah
because I have no choice. I use my my gaming monitor.
I have two. I have two gaming monitors, and then I have a regular editing monitor over here. But I never swipe it over to that one. I have a 32-inch monitor in front of me, and then two 24s on the side.
Right.
The 24 inches on the side are for editing. The one in the middle is a gaming, but I like the bigger screen. So what I do is I just cut my timeline up and get my graphics. But when I want to look at video quality, I will usually like upload it and then watch it, preview it on YouTube on my M1 Mac Mini or M1 MacBook, because the screen on that thing is about as accurate as you can get for color accuracy.
Yeah.
So for color correction, to make sure my colors are right, I'll watch it on my Mac laptop.
So I kind of do the same thing. All the playback stuff I watch on the laptop screen.
Yep.
But like my editing is usually up on the big screen.
Yeah. I just want to see the details. And when I'm trying to edit, I pay attention a lot to my waveform, my audio for my edits, where to edit. So I need that detail, the fine tuning details,
Is it the fine detail?
the fine details. Yeah. I'm still waiting for something from them.
I
Oof.
know.
They sent me pictures.
Um,
No, I have not played college football 25 yet. I've been so busy. I know when I get that, life will stop for me. I will shut down and
Life
shut
will
myself
stop.
in for like 2 weeks. So I'm like, I don't want to get it until I get through this past week. I'll probably get it next week. I'll probably get it.
I'm
So
lost. I'm not a sports guy.
I love college football is my jam. I've
My
been stuck
son's
with
doing.
Madden.
I think I told you that.
Yeah.
He was building a team the other day. Like, I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I'm like,
I loved college football. They stopped making it in 2014. I had a copy of it somewhere, and you could sell them on like online for like $300 the game just because they didn't make it anymore. So I was like, man, I know I got this game laying around somewhere. Let me go find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I found the case and there's no game in it. I'm like, but yeah, they finally come out with it this year. I'm excited. I love college football.
Mac Mini with. I'm assuming he's M1.
The dollar
No,
sign
4,
is the
M4.
M4.
So M4 processor to be released sometime between the fourth quarter and the first quarter. See, but I'm not going to be able to afford to get one. I'm just going to have to keep going with this M1 Max.
I'm going to stick with the M1, and my next computer will be PC because I'm getting to the point now. There's certain microphones that will not work in USB mode on a Mac. The Beacon mic, the Rode XDM 100, those are mics that you could plug them into your Macs, and they will work, but the software will not work. So it's like I have a PC laptop, but it's so old that it won't capture video. So it's like, okay, I could do the test on there, but I'm going to have to record separate to a camera and edit. It's a lot of work. So I want to get a PC. And now the all-in-one mini PCs, them things are packing a punch.
Yeah.
I forgot what channel is I watch. Something, I forgot what it is, but he builds them. He's up there. Got a couple 100,000 subscribers. And he did a benchmark test where he compared it to the PC Mini to the M3, and the PC beat out the Mac in the testing for certain things. And it came out to like $900 for this mini PC.
Like in processing?
Yeah, all of it.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, so that's why I like this MacBook. That's why I switched back to iPhones, because I was always an Android buff.
Mm-hmm.
I switched back to them all because of their processing, because they just handle things. Apple does. Kevin said he has the game and it's so good.
I'm sorry if I'm talking too much.
Who?
Me.
Oh.
Let you talk more. I'm hogging your live stream.
Who, you?
Yeah, my wife yelled at me.
Oh.
Let Clay talk. You're talking too much.
No, it's all right.
Yes, dear.
We're beyond. We're beyond dear. What I was. The show was about. So we're good.
Yeah.
Now we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
What's he talking about? Holy smoking. Oops.
Holy smoking bankroll Batman.
It was on there, and I clicked off it by accident.
Yeah. 20. I couldn't afford it. But it came out.
So Mac Studio 2. See, but that's what I have right now, a 64 gig RAM and a 1 terabyte hard drive. I already have that.
That buddy of mine, that's an Apple guy, he has that Studio. And he said it's more than what he needs, but he just wanted one because it was the new one. He just has to have the cool
it's called
Apple
future-proofing.
Yeah. Well, he's got gas syndrome with Apple. If it's new, he buys it.
Yeah, I don't.
We do it with microphones. He does it with computers.
I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for the help that I got getting it. There's no way. This was $4,000.
Yeah,
I can't do stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't either. Outsider Jet. Yeah, I love everything about Apple. I just wish it could do gaming better, but their graphics cards are terrible for gaming. So they like a lot of companies don't even offer an Apple version to download because they know the graphics card can't keep up with their product.
Mm. Yeah, why aren't they good at gaming?
Just pick a lane and excel at it.
Oh, yeah. True, true. So we're running dry. It's probably
Yeah,
time to say goodnight.
I think so. I'm I'm I'm
I
I'm
always,
staring into the
yeah,
abyss.
I always look for those moments where we're like,
When you finally take that breath, you know you're
yeah.
good.
But
But
it,
we've
I
had
think it,
quite a show,
yeah,
man.
I think it went well.
We've been rocking double digits this whole time.
I think it went well.
We started with double digits.
They were sitting in the chat waiting for an hour before we went on.
Yeah.
I got M1 Mac Mini. Oh wow, for 630. See, that's what I'm talking about. I've seen
Yeah.
some used. I saw one. I don't remember what the specs were exactly, but it was like $500
Yeah.
for a used one, and I was like, yeah.
If you go to the Apple website, you can get a refurbished one from them. That's what I did. I got the M1 16 gigabyte, which was $800 brand new. I got it for $499 refurbished, and I got the 2-year Apple Care. I got all the same protections if it was brand new, but I saved like $200 because it was refurbished. My friend always told me, the guy that does the new stuff with Apple, I'm like, man, dude, I always get nervous about refurbished. He says, why? Whatever was going to happen to that thing has happened,
Already
and it's been
happened.
fixed. So do you buying brand new and it happening
You
and you
should be the
sending it
last
back?
person to think that way because of your philosophy with cars.
I know. No.
Yeah, no, your Joe brings us right back to anxiety.
Yeah.
Typing gives me anxiety because he said earlier, sorry, I didn't type faster.
Oh.
We are, just so everybody knows, if they got any questions before we
typing and texting gives me anxiety because my thumb is getting so bad now that it doesn't go where I want it to go when I'm typing. So I type a lot of letters that don't belong.
letters that
Like
don't
if
belong.
I'm trying to do like an L or a K, I can't get my thumb over that far. So I'll be typing, it'll be like, milk. I'll be like MIJK, because I can't get my thumb over to the L. And it's just it's awful. Yeah.
I know. I'm considering getting a the big phone, the Pro, or the Max on my next upgrade because of my eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, maybe a bigger screen would be better, but I'm gonna hate that reach, that big phone, because of the same reason.
Real quick, good question from Outsider Jess. Do you have a microphone that you've reviewed that you don't like the least? Do you have one that you don't even like yet? Because you may not even encounter one that you just can't stand.
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't have anything that I don't like. I have one that every time I use it, I'm not that crazy about it. And it's one that I got because me and you thought I would sound maybe good on it. And when I first started using it, I was really happy with it. But now every time I use it, I feel like it's just not, you know which one I'm talking about? The Toner TD510.
I love it. I hated it.
I do like it.
I didn't not like it, but I like it more now than I used to.
I like it, but it's just not, every time I use it, I'm like, yeah, no, it's not as good as the 688. It's not as good as the 669D.
Yeah, it's a good microphone, but the more you start doing it's like, okay, it's not better or worse. You're just getting more microphones that you like more.
Just different stuff.
Yeah, it's not getting bumped down because it got worse. It's just you find microphones you like better. For me, the ones I hate the most, the Toner TC310 or 510, I think it is. I can't remember which one it is. I hate this thing.
No, it's not the 510, it's the 310. I think.
Took so much. I did get a good sound out of this, but man, did I have to work at it. I don't want to have to work that hard to get a good sound.
To get a good sound out of it, no.
So I didn't like this one, and the Joby Wavo pod that I just did the review.
And I am not trying to talk bad about Joby.
Yeah.
Because they've got good products.
Oh, they got great stuff.
I love their little Gorilla Pod tripod thing. I've got that. That boom arm that you're using right now looks
Love it.
amazing.
My favorite
And
boom
it's
arm
got a
right
spot
now.
to put a drink.
Yeah.
I don't drink beer.
It's got a
But
huge cup holder that's massive.
but that microphone just was awful.
I got to a good sound with it,
It
but
looked
you
neat.
could not touch it. You couldn't touch the
Yeah, but
thing.
even when you switched back to it and you had you were
Yeah.
all tuned in, all I could hear was that old timey radio sound.
Oh yeah. And on
You know
top
what I
of that,
mean?
and I didn't include this in the video review, and it's a members video now. It'll be published to everybody on Monday. It's like a members benefit is when I make a video, if I get done, I upload it to the members and everybody else has to wait till Monday to see it. But in that video review, I didn't even include the part where I brought up the waveform, the meter, where you
Yeah.
could see the frequencies. All the microphones I compared it to when I was just doing it for me, I put it up against the AM8 in USB mode. I put it up against the PD200X in USB mode. I didn't include any of that stuff because I was like, this microphone is just terrible. Why compare it to good mics? It's terrible. But anyway, it picked up a ton of the noise floor was so bad. Like I could literally see how much sound it was picking up in the frequencies that you don't even have a voice in, the low stuff. So the thumping, the booming, vibrations, they were being picked up. Other microphones wouldn't even start picking anything up until like 60 hertz and above. This thing was picking everything up from zero. All the other microphones would cut off at 20,000 hertz for the frequencies or kilohertz. And this thing went all the way to 25 and beyond. Like so that's the airy sounds, fan noises, room, like it.
You're still talking about the Joby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was picking up your exhaust fan from downstairs.
So again, it was picking up everything on the low end, way beyond any other microphone that I own. So the frequency didn't look like it, like, you know, some of them were like this, but they started a certain point and this thing was picking up audio from left to right all the way. And so it was picking up vibrations from my air conditioner on the first floor. I'm on the third floor of my house. It was picking up the exhaust fan in the floor below me, the air conditioning unit there. Also, the little itty bitty teeny weeny fan behind my Sony ZV-10 that keeps it from overheating. No microphone that I've ever had picks up the noise from that thing. It did. So it picks up vibrations from everywhere.
Crazy.
Yeah, and the airy noise, the higher frequency, it's just, oh my gosh.
It just pulled it all in.
Yeah,
you know,
so
if that's what you're going for.
Yeah. So in order to get that sound you're talking about, to get rid of that, you'd have to add a low pass filter and a high pass filter, which cuts out all the high end and all the really low end. To just put you right in the middle. And then you got to do a whole bunch of work in the middle. It's just out of the box. It's like, to me, it's the equivalent of like a $5 lavalier mic you get from Five Below.
Right.
So anyways, I just so frustrated by that thing.
Outsider Jess, speaking for me, yes, I'm a Marvel, Deadpool, Wolverine nut. So yes,
I don't spend money at the movies anymore.
Oh, I probably won't watch it at the movies.
Yeah,
I'll wait till it comes out, but I'm gonna watch it.
I can't watch. I've got kids, young kids. I watch everything together with my family. I never go anywhere, so it's like that one's a little too extreme for me. And I've heard there are so many.
Who, Deadpool?
Genitalia part jokes, Deadpool, Wolverine.
Yes.
Like it's extreme. I watched a video
sure
review by
anything with Ryan Reynolds is extreme.
What's his name? I watched a video. He's got a huge channel. Dang it. And he'll watch anything, but he said he felt like it got to a point where they were using language where they were just filling emptiness. Like any chance they could just put a word in that didn't even fit with the moment, it was overkill. It's like, oh my gosh, really? And he don't care about language at all. It's not an issue for him. He just felt like they were being vulgar just for the sake of being vulgar, which took away from the first two movies, because he said it was like placed in proper spot. Like it made everything flow. But this one was just so over the top that you couldn't help but notice it. What is his name?
I do know.
Oh my God. Subscription. Let me find it here. Jeremy Johns. But he said it was a great movie. He just said there's times where he's watching it was just like, dude, is there any other word in the language that you're willing to use to say a sentence? So, and I'm not trying to be grumpy old guy. I'm just saying he has no problem with language, and he had a problem.
What
with
is
this
do you know what he's talking about? With Joe channel pitch meeting?
channel pitch meeting? I don't know.
See, this is the only bad thing about doing a live is sometimes you see a comment and you don't remember what they're commenting
Yeah.
about.
Black Widow also should have been rated R. I think he said. I don't know. I thought Black Widow was a good movie.
Yeah.
Time for the fine K669D. That's what I got now.
Oh, is that what you're using?
Yep.
So that was both of us tonight.
Yep. I took the shock mount off of it, put the original attachment on it, and then I just put that Shure MV7 replacement pop filter just for a spacer for this to sit right on it and not jiggle wiggle. And I love this. Now it looks like a Rode Pod mic, even though it's not. It's my K669D.
He said pitch meeting is a movie channel.
Oh,
okay.
Pitch meeting. Yeah.
This is the one.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
The
Love
added pop filter inside of it.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I have an extra layer of that too. I cut the
did
tip
you?
off, and it's packed in at the end.
Inside? Oh,
Yeah.
inside there.
Yeah,
I've
so
got
I
it
got the
inside
little-
here. Yeah.
Yep. I cut off the tip of the MV7, and I put it in there for a little extra. And then I put the bottom half on here so it sits on there nice and tight and doesn't jiggle wiggle.
Snug and
now I can have colors on my K669D because they don't make pop filters for this thing.
I have never seen anybody say this. Outsider Jess, I don't really like the 669D.
Whoa. Well,
I've just
equal opportunity channel.
Yeah.
Hey,
I just never seen that one.
everybody likes a different flavor. I love the K669D. Love it. Love it. It
couldn't
picks up
decide
room
what I
noise
wanted.
more than most, but I don't have a lot of room noise. And here I got treatment everywhere, so it's perfect for me.
For me, it's just the clarity. It's very clear,
affordable, durable,
cheap. Yeah,
cheap
work. I don't have no expensive mics.
You could buy a mic for less than what I paid at Chili's.
I want to try one of those that the Lewitt LCT 240.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
I love it. I can't. That's what I think I'm going to do. That one next. I've had it the longest. And then my Ethos review after that. Been waiting forever. Colors on a K669D could be interesting. Spoiler alert. I did like your purple and white one. I thought about you painted it all white first. I like that all white color.
He did. I think he did that for a canvas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Know Your Joe. Wow, that is a statement.
What? Yeah, don't like a K669.
Yeah.
Hey, there's something for everybody. Like Aiden from Dark Corners loves the SM58. Absolutely loves it. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, he does love it. He loves the Rode Pod Mic USB. 100. He says like almost perfect microphone for the price and everything you need it for. USB, all that other stuff. Bark from Obscure Mics. He's not so high on it.
Yeah, him and Bronson don't like it.
Yeah, and the SM58 for me, it does everything well.
Or not the 58.
I've used it forever. Or
Pod mic.
SM58. I use that all the time for our live at the church and mixing and all other stuff and speaking. Does everything well. I don't love it. I think it's like peanut butter and jelly. Like it's a great meal, but it's not. There's nothing special about it other than the fact that it can just do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like the SM57 more than the SM58. So there's just some people love a mic more than others.
Yeah.
They're really high on it. Some aren't.
That's why there's so many different mics,
because
there's so many different voices and so many different sets of ears.
Yes. Pod mic USB is a tank. Yeah, it is. It is huge. I don't know where I put it. It's in here somewhere. Oh, I took it to my studio at my other office for my conference call today.
That's okay.
All right. Wrapping this up. Pod mic tank, respectable. James Coffee. Did you just jump in, James? Hey, James.
He jumped in earlier on the comments, but his comment made it look like he had been watching, so I'm not sure.
You know the difference between the SM58 and SM57. I will expand if you like. The SM57 is more for instruments, but it is a spoken word beast. I mean, that's what the White House uses. When the president speaks, those are SM57s right here. Put the right pop filter on it, knocks out the plosives, which is the problem with it. But it is honestly, what's his name? Julian Krause is a YouTuber who's basically like the Yoda of audio interfaces. And he gets into the frequencies and everything. Like he breaks it down big time. And he's basically, he did a video review where like out of the box, this is the closest thing you will get to an SM7B without having an SM7B. They're so similar. They're not exact, but they're so similar that it takes the least amount of effort to get this to sound like a Shure SM7B. It's $99. Shure SM7B is $400. And this thing is made, it's a beast. And I use this all the time. I love it. Love it. So yeah, the SM58 is more for vocals, singing vocals, things like that. You can use it for spoken word, but it's primarily used more as a singing mic. This is more for like drums and instruments, and put a pop filter on it, and it's spoken word. And like I said, the White House, that's their mic that they use for all presidents. So if you wanted to expand on that, I know we're getting ready to go.
Yeah.
But what they love about it is if you buy this microphone for $99, the resale value is higher than any other mic. You could turn around and sell it for $90 as a used mic.
What's the 57 or the 58?
Both.
Yeah.
So you could buy where, you buy these other microphones, you can't sell them. Like if I tried to sell my K669D, people would rather just buy a new one than a used one.
I've been contemplating getting a 58 just to get one, just to have one.
Yep. Learn this from Shure. The same mic with the exception of the grill, otherwise identical. I think, the capsules are same, but just the Shure is good at using the body to create resonance within it to create the tone. So it's the housing and all, like the pop filter and the body and stuff like that. So the body is slightly different too. I've got the SM58 somewhere in here, but
I don't think I've ever seen you use it or heard you use it.
The 58?
Yeah.
No, I usually, if you do see me use it, you'll never see it because I put it inside this thing. So you put that out and then you slide it inside and then put this on here, and you don't have to worry about the handheld look. It's hidden inside this body. Which is just like an empty, you stick a handheld microphone in there and it hides it.
Where'd you get that?
I got it off Caleb Pike, DSLR shooter. He made these. He designed them, 3D printed, and he provided the specs on his website. So I ordered this one from him directly. He made it. Then I had a friend of mine who has a 3D printer, and he made me a bunch of blue ones.
Neato.
So yeah, I hide my it's a mic shell. Yep, I have a video of it on my channel where I got it and I used it, and I've put my SM57 in there, SM58, and my Behringer XM8500. So if you're trying to do a multiple person podcast and you've got different handheld microphones, you can put them all in here and it all looks the same, which is what I did. I had a 58, a 57, and a Behringer XM8500. I'm like,
and they all fit in there?
I could put them all in here. There's different one. There's one size for the SM58 and one for the Behringer XM because they're different size specs. But I got one for each. So now it's like, okay, I can do a podcast and use those 3 mics, but they'll look identical on a screen. That's the only reason I did it. It's like $50 for these. And then the shock mount was $30. So you're not saving money. If you got to buy Behringer for $30.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I would just
50
show
for this.
Yeah, I would just show the handheld.
Yeah. Yep. And that's where I'm at now. I've gotten over it. When I first started, I'm like, I don't like the look of a handheld in my shot. But now I'm like, I'm over it. I love it. So I just,
like I said, I'm considering doing it just because it's a handheld.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna handhold it.
Yep.
I might do it for some playing around.
Yeah.
But I think it would just be neat to be able to bounce back and forth.
Yeah. Chris is saying that's how he found me. The phony SM7B case is how I found you. Yeah, I had some fun with that one because there were some people who they were so against people using it. I'm like, okay, now I'm making a video. Don't tell me I can't use this. Again, don't tell me what to do. use stuff not as intended. So I was like, I'm gonna make this video, and I'm just gonna. It got like it's not this blah blah blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, no, yes. I was arguing with his video. Anyways. Long story short, it's a fun video. I had fun with it.
Do you know what the windscreen is that's on the 57?
This one, it's the AWS2 or A2WS. I can't remember. I always get the letters jumbled. Let me look real quick and I'll tell you. 'Cause I know I'm falling asleep.
Yeah. I'm going to surprise my mouth here. 'Cause I'm tired.
A2WS. The Shure A2WS. That's what I have on here. And that's by Shure. It's made for it. And it does an amazing job. Amazing job. In fact, here, let me plug it in. I got my Vocaster here. We'll end on this note.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Let me mute my K669D. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. This is no processing. Testing 1 2. Let me get it louder. We need to be a little louder here. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Bump it, bump it, bump it, pump it. This is no processing whatsoever. Right out of the box. So yeah, if you like that SM7B, but you don't want that sound, or you don't want that price tag, okay, just real quick so you can see how close they are in sound. No anything. Unplug the wrong end. We'll end on this note here. But yeah, I love this microphone. I love it. This is my traveling
pretty
mic.
good.
This is my traveling mic. When I go on the road, I travel with it because I know it's the most durable mic I'll have.
Yep.
And then I pair it with the MVX2 audio interface.
I'm getting ready to send that to my son.
And basically your whole setup is this.
Mm-hmm.
It basically turns your XLR, the SM57 into a USB microphone because the XLR end's plugged into that. Then your USB-C cable's out that side straight to your laptop.
I'm getting ready to send that one to my son so he'll have some sort of interface for his XLR mic.
Yeah.
Even though it just turns it into a USB, but at least he'll have a companion app so he can do a little EQing on his mic.
All right. Testing 1 2 3. All right. And they're switching over to the Shure SM57 with no processing. And this is the Shure SM57.
Or SM7B.
SM7B. Thank you. It's late. We're getting late. All right. Let me bump up this because it's a gain hungry mic. All right. So this is the Shure SM7B at $400. And this is the SM57 at $99. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, puts pineapple on his pizza. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, puts pineapple on his pizza. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, he puts pineapple on his pizza. And that's with no processing. Imagine
I think it sounds good.
Spending 10 minutes on this thing with EQ to round out the top end, which is, I think, the major difference in the SM7B, the SM57. You got to tinker with the high mids and a little bit of highs or something. You got to do something with there. I can't remember what Julian Krause did too. But if you want an exact match, like he leaves the specs on his website, exactly what he did with the EQing, so you could get your SM57 to look identical on a waveform in the metering, where it matches the SM7B, where you can't tell the difference with the ear. So, anyways,
what is Chris is asking about pictures, setup pictures from emails?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Remember our last live stream? Chris was saying we need to do a live stream where people get to send in their setups, pictures of their setups, so we could look at it.
Oh.
And comment on it. I'd like that. We forgot about that. Oh, gotcha. No, we're going to do that for our live stream next week.
We'll do that on the level up.
On the level, yeah. So, yeah, send your M Newman 519. It's on my email address is on my YouTube channel under the About section. Send me or Clay an email of your setup, and we will post it and share it during our live stream.
M Newman 517?
519 519
519 at
gmail.com. I created a new email address for my channel, Level Up with Mike. I forgot what it is, but I haven't switched it yet. I got so much stuff coming in from different places. I want to have something exclusive for companies that want to send me stuff, instead of having to look through countless emails to find their stuff. But I love this microphone. This is my traveling microphone. I can relax and it just sounds so awesome.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
it doesn't sound bad at all. It sounds
no.
almost identical to the SM7B.
Yeah, and this is the plosive thing. All right, this is with the pop filter on it. But when you take the pop filter off, you'll hear how bad it is with plosives for speaking. Oh, I'm tightening. Sorry. So sorry.
Sorry.
I should mute. I should have muted.
It's not bothering anybody. Well, it's not bothering me.
All right, this is without the pop filter. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. He puts pineapple on his pizza. Plosives.
Wait, you had to do all that to
plosives.
get the pop filter off?
It's just it's a straight head, flat head screw on the side, and it just tightens it. So now this is with the pop filter.
I got you.
Peter
Yeah,
Piper
like
picked a pack of pickled peppers. He puts pineapple on his pizza. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. He puts pineapple on his pizza.
It does a good job.
Yeah. But yeah, it knocks down the plosives. It's almost non-existent.
ASMR.
Yeah. I don't know if that was a pleasurable ASMR.
It was like annoying ASMR.
Yeah, the torturing ASMR. But anyways, yeah, you put this pop filter on it, and it's magic. So this is a SM7B sound for $99. The pop filter is
you got to have
$14.
the pop filter.
Yeah, because it's a higher pitch. This pop filter gives you that low end, that broadcasty sound that the SM7B gives you. And the pop filter is only $14.94 for the original Shure A2WS. You can get a knockoff for like $7, but you might as well go the one that gives you the tension screw
For
that puts it in the right
$14.
place.
That's not even that much.
Yeah. No. Yep. It's a huge difference in the sound.
I'm tired now.
I know. Me too.
I'm tired, boss.
I'm losing my voice. My voice is going. All right. Well, 3 hours, bro. This was your first stream, and we're right back. We said we wouldn't go back to this 3-4 hour streams.
Well, we'll taper down. The first ones are always, the novelty.
The fun ones.
Yeah. We'll taper back down. So
maybe. I don't know.
I am thrilled to death. Yeah, we're down to 6. We were at like 14.
Yeah. Everybody went to bed except for us.
Because they've got brains. Yeah. But I am thrilled to death that they were up that high, that the comments, I can't even see how many.
You guys
there
were
are
awesome tonight. Awesome.
It was really cool. We did talk about a lot of off subject stuff, but the main bread and butter is the opener.
Yes.
And then once we get done with that, it doesn't matter. After that, it's just dudes having fun. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. No, your Joe went by quick. Yes, it did.
Yeah, 3 hours went really fast.
I'm just happy. I just realized right before we went live, my wife's like, "You do realize you don't have to meet Wayne for breakfast or coffee in the morning, right?" I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but you know what, man?
He's on vacation, so I don't have to meet anybody early in the morning.
I could stay up late, and if somebody said, let's have breakfast, I'll get up early.
Yeah, I still do.
Going out for breakfast is like my favorite thing. Coffee, grab a bite to eat or something.
Yep.
Chris, tell the granddaughters I said hi.
Yep.
And yeah.
Hello. Yep.
We're gonna say goodnight, guys. So
yeah, it's only 9:30 over there.
I'm
good for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Your 2 hours from now is our 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Your 2 hours from now is 11:30. It is 11:30 here.
Yeah. 11:30 a.m. A.m. Oh, where is he?
Oh, I think James is in the Philippines, isn't he?
I don't know.
He's a friend of Dave's, I believe.
Cool.
And he made it. Cool. Did you see his video he just posted? I know we're leaving.
Dave's?
Yeah, he did a
Mhm.
video on the K688, how to get it to
Yep.
sound clear.
Yep.
And it's a great video for you to learn how to EQ.
Yeah.
And he was even showing like there's frequencies that you don't need above 20,000, cut that out.
I
Below
use
60,
that.
cut it out. And that was exactly what was wrong with the Joby. Everything
Yep.
he was saying to cut out is exactly where like they don't
I
even.
use that in my OBS. I use that EQ, that Tokyo Dawn.
I've never used it.
I
I
use that.
always use the equalizer in the DaVinci Resolve, where you can cut and adjust right there in DaVinci Resolve. So I use that.
Good night, Joe. Know your Joe.
Yep. Good night. Good night. And good night.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good morning, James.
Yeah. Good morning, James. Have good lunch.
Have a nice day.
I'm gonna go have my midnight snack here.
I am too.
I'm gonna have an orange
because I'm up too late.
Yep.
But anyway, we're gonna close this up because I'm starting to get loopy.
Yeah. I've been there for an hour.
So next week, or not next week, but 2 weeks from now, we're doing level up, right?
Yep. And I just wanted to say this too. I'm starting to get like pockets in my day where I have nothing to do. So I might start for you guys doing I'm trying to think about whether to just be members only, but just popping in Brandon, like, Tom Buck does it where hey, I got an hour here. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to go live and just talk. So there's going to be some unscheduled lives where you're just going to see me solo because, Clay will be working or working on something, but I'll just pop in. If I got an hour, I'm going to start jumping in just to hang out with you guys. So sometimes I might have a little bit of notice. Not Clay's available. He can always jump in where he's at. But you're going to see a little more live from me where I'm not trying to schedule it. I'm just taking advantage of pockets in my schedule. Now that I'm saying no,
you can do it. Yep.
Now that I'm knowing my nose, I'm just going to start doing some more random live streams, like, around lunchtime around here. So Chris, it may be 8 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock here. It might be 8 in the morning for you over there. But yeah, you're going to see a few more lives from me where I might just jump in for an hour and talk about something random. All righty.
All right.
It'll be 8 p.m. for James.
Mm-hmm.
8 in the morning, but 8 p.m. for him.
So just so everybody knows, we've got 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing level up.
Yep.
And then another 2 weeks after that, back on this. So we're basically
we're going to
alternate every 2 weeks with one channel, and then do it from there. Because I think we were getting burnt.
And not only that,
every week,
changing it up, gear focused, broadcasting stuff on one podcast and the other one just life, like just sharing some stuff, getting it off. Like let's as I think it was Kevin or somebody said, just we're gonna go out in our woodshed and we're just gonna rage room. We're gonna have a live stream rage room for all of us to just let it all out. So alrighty.
All right, man.
That being said, so
it was fun.
2 weeks on the level, and you're probably gonna see at least one live stream from me random between now and then, maybe 2.
Power.
Yeah.
Power up.
Alrighty. With that being said,
good night.
Peace out. Good night.
Talk to everybody next time. We'll see you later.
You the man.
I'll go ahead, Clay. I'll go ahead and hit it. Take it easy.
Yeah, but Chris, let's put that real quick before we hit the.
Whoop.
Oh, you got it. All right.
No, go ahead. What is it?
Send your setup pics to Mike so we could share them in the live stream in 2 weeks.
I'm
excited. I want to know. This room may look cool to you guys, but when you turn the camera around, it is a FEMA disaster zone in here.
FEMA.
I got stuff everywhere. So
FEMA.
All right. Night, guys.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you later. We don't. We're just gonna cut it, right?
We can do our countdown closing screen, or we can
we'll just say goodbye.
Yeah. We'll have it next time.
Next time. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
Night.